Accidentally.
Is it P-O-L-L or P-O-L-E? Did I say P-O-L-E?
Definitely not fucking top with fucking Racket Hall.
No, Racket Hall, no. No, I've no interest. Top of Racket Hall. It's getting fucking warm now as well, is it? You're okay with that heat?
Jesus, great. It's very cold, like, fiercely cold.
Are they?
Yeah. Because you know when you get the days you just don't warm up at all.
Yeah. You need to put the double socks on them. That was the worst thing.
8 pair of socks.
The cold hands and stuff. On the building sites. No.
I'd say you're missing it.
Not really, no. Ah.
What are you talking about? Is this sufficiently awkward?
Yeah.
Stance.
So welcome to podcast number 3 there.
Number 3, yeah. Jesus, time flies.
The fucking flies. Go on, Cathal. What are we talking about there?
Flies.
Not talking about flies.
Things that annoy you.
But remember how I said in the first podcast that, we talked about flies? And ever since they've been a persistent problem.
Do you think there's a link there?
It's kind of poetic, is it?
It's irony.
Irony, yeah. It is.
Irony.
There's another one there. I have this. Look at that. Is that good? Telescopic.
What's it really for?
Huh?
What's it for?
It's a fly swatter, sure.
Is it really?
What do you think it's for? Hanky panky?
It could be whatever you're into.
Yeah, I know, I'm sure I could.
It's colour coded as well to match the couch.
Yeah. Not enough yellow in the world.
You sent me around
The pole.
No, before you sent me the poll, you sent me out the load of little things that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, and, another thing, sorry.
Yeah.
We had to speak up a little bit.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, the microphone's a bit shit on the thing.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I have to get proper mics.
We're going to be like 2 outlets then, Statler and Waldorf. They're just shouting at each other.
Yeah.
You had favourite veg. The one was you were like convinced very quickly that the carrot is the king of all vegetables. But is it the king or is it the most common or the most... So if someone said you pick a vegetable and pick a colour, you'd go for a red carrot, right? Or if some...
Red carrot?
Yeah. Well, as opposed to blue carrot, right?
Orange carrot. Carrot's orange.
Really?
Are you serious?
No. Yeah. No, there was a famous thing that because some things are so common and so burnt in your subconscious, it's actually if you pick a tool and pick a colour, that you'll always pick a red hammer.
You pick a tool and
some say to name a tool.
Oh right, and you're to describe it.
Yeah, and
you describe it as red.
Well, someone says pick a colour and then pick a tool, right?
Okay.
You wouldn't say a yellow screwdriver for some reason. It's 90% of the time people would say a red hammer. Right?
What the?
Yeah. It was a thing that
is that true?
Well,
and why is that then?
Look it up.
The whole psychology behind
things.
things.
So, but the same is, my point is it the same with a carrot? That is, if someone said very quickly name a vegetable, they just say carrot. Like you wouldn't say turnip or you wouldn't say purple cabbage.
Yeah.
Right.
I suppose carrot is the one you would say, is it? Of all the vegetables, or potato or something. Well, the reason why I said carrots, I'm a big fan of carrots, is just how convenient they are. You know.
It's an interesting description there to describe. Or to talk about carrots.
Yeah.
Carrots are convenient.
You get one out of the fridge there, you peel it up, you can take it anywhere with you.
You keep carrots in the fridge?
Yeah. You're meant to keep them somewhere cool, aren't you?
Are you?
I think so. Well, where'd you keep them? In the vegetable bowl?
Just keep them in the utility room or the pantry.
Yeah, it would be cold.
If you're posh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you leave it anywhere where it's cool.
Do you keep eggs in the fridge?
No, I don't. That's an American thing.
Keeping eggs in the fridge?
Yeah. And you know why that is?
Well, they stay fresher longer in the fridge.
But do you ever wonder why hen eggs in America are white and here they're brown?
I never wondered until now.
Yeah.
Right?
They actually, in America, they clean the eggs and actually washes off the colour.
The hens do, yeah? It's very considerable.
No, when they go to the processing plant, whatever,
right.
They're washed. But then, when they wash them, they have to be refrigerated. Whatever is on a normal egg, either you can store it in the heat. It doesn't really matter. Like here, like in Europe and stuff.
You see, I brought my laptop with me.
You did.
So it's basically to contradict.
Just look up, yeah. You can
contradict everything you say.
Yeah.
What many people don't know, what causes eggs to have different colours. The answer is quite simple.
Come on. Or read it
Egg
out.
colour depends on the breed of the chicken.
No.
Come on.
Ask why are American eggs different?
White leghorn chickens lay white shelled eggs, while Plymouth Rocks and Rhode Island Reds lay brown shelled eggs.
Forget about that. Say why are
you fucking
why
spoofer.
no you're off topic there.
Okay,
if you look why are American eggs white and European eggs brown? Look up that. Appears to be I don't know.
Very
informed.
Commodity interested. Why are American eggs white?
Yeah. Might even come up there as a suggestion. And European.
And English brown.
Yeah, English brown.
English, yeah.
We are in England at the minute.
Well, well, the first website must have been an English website because it's come back with the same answer.
Did it?
Yeah.
Is that sure I was right about that?
Oh, hang on now.
Well. Them flies are going to get it.
What's that?
You stay looking there. This is actually great.
American flies.
Handling this far as well, that's not exactly.
Yeah, there you are now. Forbes magazine.
Well.
It's all to do with the fact that commercial American eggs are federally required to be washed and sanitised.
Why, what would you know?
Well, no, this is to say now why American eggs will be illegal in a British supermarket and vice versa.
Why would it be illegal?
Yeah.
The flies on your leg.
I'm wondering. This is like fucking Home Alone.
Did you get him?
I didn't. I got him.
He's on the ground there. Okay. Now, there's killing it all on this podcast. God, we may get this podcast going here, like.
It's Moida.
So, right, we've discovered eggs, right.
Wash eggs with warm water. Yeah, okay.
The colour comes off.
I'll give you
yeah, but the reason why I was so about carrots, I like to peel a carrot, wrap it in cling film, and I can go off on a walk, have the carrot in my pocket, I can eat it away, I bring the dogs with me, dogs love carrots, and bite off a little bit of a carrot, throw it to the dogs, little treat for the dogs. They're handy, you can have them in the morning.
Dogs eat carrots?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Huh?
My dogs do. Yeah. Okay. They love carrots.
Really?
If you close your eyes
and put the carrot in your
mouth. If you dry out a bit of carrot and chew on it, right? And then chew on a hazelnut, you'll be amazed by how similar they are in taste. It might be hard to believe.
That's
Carrots are very crunchy and kind of...
It's just nothing to do with taste.
What?
It's nothing to do with taste. Carrots are crunchy. And you said they taste the same as hazelnuts.
You'd be amazed how similar they are. Trust me.
No.
Please, I was right about the eggs. And what else about carrots?
You have to be confirmed.
Like, you don't always want to have fruit when you leave the house, because you know fruit's high in sugar and stuff. Sometimes you eat too much fruit. Carrots are just really handy. Some people eat raw onions.
What?
Some people do, I don't. Well, I might have it in a sandwich or something. Some people eat raw turnip.
Yeah, well,
I used to eat a bit of raw turnip. I actually prefer raw turnip to...
Yeah, well, celery as well, raw celery.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad in celery.
No,
Scallions. I eat scallions.
But raw?
Oh yeah.
Well, I suppose you wouldn't salad.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
And carrots.
Yeah.
But I find it can go back to the point that like anytime, if you're going out like, just out.
Yeah.
Right? That you just you peel a carrot with you habitually.
Well, it's a bit hungry.
Put it in cling film.
Yeah.
Is that like that's like a thing you do? So.
Thing I do, yeah.
Would it be if you went out one day and you're 10 yards from the door and you didn't have your carrot, you felt this?
No.
You felt this kind of your jeans are too tight and you're like, there's something missing here.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you kind of be happy to go back and say, I forgot to peel my carrot?
No.
So to speak.
I'd just be like, I'm feeling a bit peckish. Maybe I'll just bring a carrot with me. I eat small amounts a lot.
Right.
So I just like to have a carrot. I just think carrots are great.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Not an apple, just a carrot. And carrot be number one. Would carrot be number one? Would you have this hierarchy of
vegetables,
animals, vegetables, and minerals, and fruits?
You're talking about vegetables on the go here now. It's the only one. It's the only one.
It's like there could be a business opportunity here for you. Like.
Yeah.
Carrots on the go.
I've gone about carrots quite a bit on my Instagram there, and I'm not very popular on that, so it's obviously.
Just blame the carrots.
Blame the carrots, or maybe I'm wrong.
If you'd be pushing cabbage, would you be more popular?
Don't like cabbage. Not mad about cabbage. I'll eat it if I have to, but.
Would you know? If you fry it with butter, it's nice. Cabbage. Or if you have it bok choy, it's like a Chinese thing. It's nice.
I do have it, but like, I nearly get cabbage just out of respect to whoever we're meeting with. Or, you know what I mean? If you're at someone's house, you get a little bit of cabbage. I don't particularly I never crave cabbage. I like broccoli, obviously. Not sprouts, no thanks.
No, sprouts very, very much. No.
Yeah. Nearly anything else now I'm fairly alright with.
Okay, yeah. So that's hence you're convinced that the carrot is the king of vegetables.
I just think it's a great vegetable.
It's convenient, she said.
It's convenient, it's good for your eyesight apparently, good for your skin. It's crunchy. You know?
Very good. Okay. So that's your favourite vegetable?
Favourite vegetable, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the next thing you mentioned to me, you said pick a Stoic quote. Like this Stoic quote would be this kind of very firm, upstanding. It's related to the Roman Empire era. Marcus Aurelius.
Or Greek.
Marcus Aurelius.
He's Greek, was he?
No,
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think he was.
Was he Roman Emperor? Was he? Yeah, I think
yeah.
maybe right. Sorry.
So I printed off a few of them.
Yeah.
There's no quotes about carrots. See, I know you'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah.
Or Clingfillan.
Yeah.
But there's quite a few. It's a real kind of, in the last 10 years, it's a real thing, isn't it? Motivational quotes.
Does seem, yeah.
Inspirational quotes.
Yeah.
And the whole Stoic thing is it's big on TikTok and big on YouTube, right?
It is, but sure, it really resonates.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it still resonates today. Like, humans haven't changed.
Do you think they're inspirational, all these things, or you think it's just like you read a quote and kind of go, oh, yeah, that's good, that's pretty good?
Well, I do find that.
Do you wake up in the morning kind of going, this quote's going to set me up for the day?
No, I won't be that way. Like I have an app on my phone called Stoic, and it'll give me a Stoic quote every day. Now I don't always read them, but sometimes I read them and you flick through them. They're really.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you one or two.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Just to give you a bit of perspective.
Yeah. Well.
We suffer more in imagination than in reality.
Yeah.
Do you get that one?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm sure you've
heard
How
true is that, though?
What's that? Well, that means you think that the problem's bigger because you're thinking about it.
Yeah, but
if you ignore the problem...
Yeah, but...
Yeah, I know. Is it a bit...
What?
Not say counterintuitive, but I mean, that's also the same as, in one way, saying that let's just ignore the problem and it'll go away. But it may not.
No. Well, I think that... Well, what I think it means is that we suffer more imagination than we do in reality. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're constantly... I could have an argument with you or a bit of a disagreement. Like, it's amazing how your mind can just totally... Your imagination can go wild and say, oh, I bet you Cathal thinks this of me and that of me.
Yeah.
It's all perception and total...
You won't be eating carrots for a week.
No, but like, reality is one thing, right? But your perception of it is your life.
Yeah.
Is your life. Like, you could... If we could be both working in the same place... You might have a miserable time in there and I might have a great time because just how my perception of it. So it's, do you know? I do, yeah. It's all internal, like.
Ignorance is the cause of fear.
Yeah, can be.
Can be. Yeah,
sure. Fear is the unknown.
Yeah.
Look how fear manifests.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if you're walking in the wilderness with a carrot in your pocket and you come across a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
And you're terrified. It's not because of ignorance.
Okay, yeah.
Because you know you're going to die.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't apply to everything, but you can see, what was the ignorance?
Ignorance is the cause of fear.
Well, it's true. Like, if you're ignorant of cultures or this or that, like, you are fearful in a way that isn't...
Steered away from there.
Yeah.
While we wait for life passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that mean, Cathal?
Well, if you're waiting around for things to happen, they won't necessarily happen. You have to make them happen. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So life passes by very quickly, and then in the next quote, life is long, right? If you know how to use it.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of these, though, you kind of go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are they a bit kind of instantly forgettable, or do you have to? Is there a bit of fortune cookie stuff about these?
It can be. I suppose it depends on what headspace you're in as well.
Yeah. Hurry up and live, Paddy.
Yeah, that's what it basically is now. Like, Stoicism basically is just about your perception of things.
Yeah. How
you can just be more positive about your way of looking at things because, I mean, 90% of it is just that.
Just do it. Kind of dry your eyes and get on with it.
Yeah, that's
cease to hope, and you will cease to fear. Cease to hope.
And you will cease to fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So lose all hope and you lose all fear.
You cease to hope. If you cease to hope and you will cease to fear. Yeah, I don't know. That's very Shawshank Redemption kind of.
Cease to fear.
Yeah. And Stoic quotes. That's it. That's your thing of the.
I like
how long have you been into it?
I'll just open the app here.
I was going to tell you going to put a carrot out there.
Yeah, I should have brought a carrot too.
I know.
I'll bring the next. I'll have it for next time.
I've
always been that way. I used to always think that way as a child. Even, do you know when certain things happen to you and you try to make sense of it? Do you know? Would you not always? You'd be kind of
reflective.
You reflect on situations, and then from that, then you kind of get this kind of you kind of you get this feeling that okay, it's how I'm looking at things here. Do you know, like that time there, I lost the cool, and it was over nothing, and how things worked. It worked out anyway. You know.
Yeah, I know.
And that led. Then when I started reading these quotes and stuff.
But there's something that never had these things happen to you, and then this, like the next week you're kind of going, "Jeez, that was stupid," and then you think about it next year, and you're kind of going, "I was fucking dead, right?" Like, sorry, excuse the language. Do you know? And then the year later, it's like, "What was I thinking?" And then 2 years later, you're like, "Jeez, I was dead right there." You never really make up your mind about it. It depends maybe on your perspective or what mood you're in at a given time.
Maybe you're thinking about a certain event. I'm just thinking more about how I'm looking at things. If I was to lose the cool, like if I lost the cool in a hurling match, you know, I'd look at it after and I'd think about it and I'd just be going, like, why couldn't I just keep my composure? And often I would, and I'd see other people losing composure. And if you see other people lose the cool or do things, I'd be there thinking what they're doing, and I'd say, no, I'm not like that. I wouldn't do that. Would you not? Would you be that way?
I know what I'm going to do now for the summer coming ahead. Then, if I go down to a BK match and you're playing in it, and there's a bit of scuffle, I'm just going to roar in from the side. Hey, Paddy, ignorance is the cause of fear.
Hey, hypocrite! Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or instead of like a run Forest run or stop Forest, I'll have a big banner and going, "Hey, we suffer more in imagination than in reality."
Yeah, no. When you're in that headspace now, it's too late for that. It's now when you're relaxed and settled, that's when you have to kind of try and let it sink in.
I get the ultras from BK now chanting, "Hurry up and live, Paddy! Hurry up and live!"
Yeah, I'll give you one. I'll look up one here. I have this app, so it comes up in this. Marcus Aurelius says, "All things fade and quickly turn to myth. Sands of time, you know." Yeah, Lucius Aeneas Seneca. While we wait for life, life passes. I think that's one you just said.
I just did, yeah.
Now sorry. You will earn the respect of all if you begin by earning the respect of yourself. Don't expect to encourage good deeds in people conscious of your own misdeeds.
It's a bit preachy, is it? Is it?
It's basically, what's he saying? Don't expect to encourage good deeds in people conscious of your own misdeeds. There's no point.
Don't be a knob.
Don't be a knob, yeah.
Don't be a knob.
Don't talk a good game if you don't play one.
That's it.
Yeah. That's my Stoic quote. Now.
Yeah, well, I have it for BK now. Hurry up and live.
Hurry up and live, yeah.
Hurry up and live.
Yeah, say that down the hundreds and stuff.
That's it, yeah. Even from the sideline. If you go for a ball and run over it, I'll roar in from the sideline. Hey, Paddy, hurry up and live.
Right on the backswing and go hit the ball. Hurry up and live.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, done.
But Stoicism, I think, is probably popular with non-religious people as well. Because, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people
rules and guidelines and
yeah. Some people need it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah.
I would say Stoic quotes. Okay, then you sent me one about best chat-up lines. So obviously I don't really have any good ones.
Give us one or two. I have the same shit ones I always use.
Do you actually use chat-up lines? Would you
No,
like,
hi,
how are you? And
if I was chatting with a girl, I then kind of throw messing.
It's self-deprecating kind of thing.
Yeah,
look how cheesy I am.
Over the top, kind of just to get a reaction.
And does it work? Like, do you think? As opposed to scroll over and say hello, and just. Be
that's what you would do. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, but you at some point after you do that.
No, if I was being serious, I could not take myself seriously using a chat line. Do you know what I mean? I find myself a bit of a funny.
Yeah.
I'd only ever use it in like a humorous way, like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So you go over, yeah. Well, I give you some of them here that and you can.
I'll give you one or two.
You rate them out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now I'm not going to look in you in the eyes when I'm saying these, just in case.
Do.
No, that's just weird.
Go on.
Okay. Well, here I am. What are your other 2 wishes? Out of 10?
I give that 2. Yeah.
2.
These are kind of American.
Oh, they're very American.
Yeah.
You
gotta be better than that in Ireland.
Oh.
You know, if you're talking to a 5 out of 10 bird in Ireland, you have to work for it. Do you know?
Yeah, because I mean, hey, my name's Microsoft. Can I crash at your place tonight?
I actually like that.
Do you? You laughed.
Because I like computers and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yes, pure cheese.
Are you French because I fell for you?
Is that French for something, is it?
I fell.
Oh, I fell. Okay. Yeah, it's not good if the girl doesn't get it either.
That doesn't even get an or a do. Is there something wrong with my cell phone? See, it's very American. It doesn't have your number in it.
Yeah.
That's just creepy too, as well.
If a girl fell for that, like, you'd have to go, do you know something, actually? I don't actually want to take this any further. If you think that's good.
What would you say to her? I can't believe we're related. If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together. Yeah, that's...
I've been hearing that since 5 years of age.
Great, here's one you like now, I'd say. If you were a Transformer, you'd be Optimus Fine.
That's okay.
Out of 10?
Like, that is not going to pull you a bird. That is just a little old joke you throw in there. I'd rate that maybe a 3 or 4.
And then if girls into Transformers, are you a little bit kind of...
Now, if she was into Transformers, then you could maybe mark her up to a 6.
Okay.
Because it's relevant. How would you even know? How would you even... Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Don't think about it too much. Do you know, what's the quote? Yeah. Don't think about it, Paddy. Hurry up and live.
Come on, give me one or two. Because I'm going to give you 1 or 2 humdingers.
Okay. Are you a parking ticket because you've got fine written all over you?
Yeah. Heard
Yeah?
that one.
Heard
Yeah,
it?
Carl, you've heard of these, haven't you?
I've heard of 1 or 2 of them now.
You've heard that, like them ones.
No, not
You and I
that.
together,
Okay.
aren't
Oh, okay, this is weird then, right? I wish I were cross-eyed so I could see you twice.
I don't think that's how
I
cross-eyed
don't think
works.
anyone would wish that.
I think that's double vision. That's not being cross-eyed either.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. So none of them really hit the spot there for you.
Yeah.
They're all like maybe 4 or 5. Like.
Yeah, I'll give you a good one.
Let me drink my water first so I don't pass out. Go for it. Hit me.
I won't be able to use these ever again now because people are going to know
Your weapons.
these are great ones. You go, so I go to you and I go, sorry, were you born on a farm?
Something about choking
Sorry,
my
were you born on a farm?
Something about choking my chicken.
Why are you born on a farm?
No.
I'm surprised. Because you certainly know how to raise a cock.
Have you ever actually used that?
I have. I've been like actually having a good crack with the girl, and then I throw it out there missing or something.
And?
Actually, they'd be laughing their heads off. Just kind of going. They could be laughing their heads off and going, oh my god, this. Soon as he goes to the bar, I'm going. What has 144 teeth and holds back the Incredible Hulk?
That's your zip.
Yeah, my zipper.
I heard that one before.
Yeah, you heard that one, did you? There's, you know, one about you have eyes like spanners because they're tightening my nuts. Now, these are just for the shock factor. You know, you're not going to see the love of your life and go over and just kind of throw them at her like.
And if you did see the love of your life, yeah, true, what would you say?
If I saw the love of my life, I go over and go, well, how are you? And she go, I'm fine, thanks. And I go, any news or something? And she'd say, no, how about you? And I go, all quiet.
Next thing you know, you're on the altar together.
Next thing you're just sweating profusely and you're just kind of, you're going, what?
Jesus,
do you ever get that?
Move quickly.
Yeah, do you ever get that? Do you ever like, usually it wouldn't happen often, but you know sometimes you go chat to a girl and you just go blank.
All the time?
Yeah, man, and it's just, you're there rattling around thinking of, like, anything. Is there anything that would come to my head? Like, how have I just gone brain dead?
I wonder.
Yeah, this, it could be...
Share your chat up lines there, you should share them with the world.
Yeah, I won't, I've used them.
Very generous of you, really.
Yeah, I can retire them now and put them to bed.
So that's it, you're stoic. Would you not just try a stoic quote instead? Would you not go up to a girl and say, hurry up and live? I'm Paddy.
Yeah.
Maybe?
That's so deep.
That's it.
Yeah.
That won't scare you.
I keep driving home to her, you're not living, you're not doing enough, and then I'm like, do you know what, I actually loads of fun activities, I like go climbing and, you know, get her thinking, maybe I should hang out with this guy full time.
Yeah, and just said ignorance is the cause of fear.
Yeah, just keep throwing them out whenever I feel under pressure.
Like, sorry, I'm actually with something, and you're just like, ignorance is the cause of fear.
Yeah. Your perception of relationships has you stuck in
life is long
limbo.
If you know how to use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the only thing that's long. Yeah. Anyway, what's next?
That was it with chat up lines anyway, and then something then...
I can't believe you actually print out these, Carl. You're like doing...
It's just a printer pad, you should try. Get a printer.
Yeah, but you actually done a bit. I actually have a printer. Pink bird. That.
I do. I have the laptop there. Okay, now here's where this has actually come back and bite me in the ass, because I actually printed this stuff about crop circles, but my eyesight's gone to shit in the last 2 years, so I can't actually read it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're wrong side.
You're reading because you can't.
Well, the lighting isn't great now. There's shadows and stuff.
That's totally it.
Yeah,
totally.
Do you want to like?
No, the thing. Oh, sure, you know what I'll do? Let's look up here. Did you know that thing about crop circles? Everyone like there was a big conspiracy.
Yeah. And I found out there lately. Is that any good to you? What the hell?
Blind to me.
Is that any use to you?
No, I think it's
Sorry, it's actually one of them lights to see is there any stains. Sorry.
Any murder charges? Okay, Wikipedia. What am I doing?
Great light out of Aldi, I think. Rechargeable. On offer at the minute. €10.
No commission there, yeah.
There's a really good light.
Crop circles. There was a thing about crop circles anyway. They were kind of big in the 90s. Right, and then I was reading about them there on Wikipedia, and I never realised, and I'd obviously missed this part of it, but during the 90s there was like hundreds, but there was two lads like in England who were just doing them. Like,
I found out recently.
They were at it, like, excuse the obvious, but they were at it all night, every night, like.
Did you hear all the story behind it?
Come on, you go.
Well, you go and tell it.
No, sure, I have it here. It's just two British pranksters, Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley, say they started creating crop circles in British cornfields in 1978, right? And then they just kept at it, like.
Yeah, I think Friday night was the only night they were allowed to hang out together, and their wives would get together as well.
Right.
And that was the only night they would hang out together, and that was the only night they could go out to these fields and start messing around. They had like rope and a board.
That's right.
And they were able to make these class like geometrical patterns and stuff.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about crop circles. I remember younger thinking, what's with them? That is very strange. And then a TikTok came on with them on it, and they explained it all. And basically they showed everyone how they'd done it. There was these like experts. Who had like seen the crop circles and had said without any shadow of a doubt.
That's a crop circle. That's a real crop circle as opposed to a fake crop circle.
There's no explanation like the way it's been broken down and stuff. Like they totally believed, these experts had believed that this was like of alien origin. And then these guys went out, showed everyone how they did it after years and years. They had great crack. They used to imagine they were going out doing this, right?
Yeah.
And they actually done a good few of them, and none of them caught on. They were not visible, from wherever they were doing it, people weren't seeing them. And then one time they done it in a field where it was on, I think the field they done on, you could look over from the road, and that's when it caught on. And then it got crazy, and they used to see all the articles in the newspaper, and they absolutely loved it. Imagine how hilarious it would be. Imagine seeing an expert on TV saying, this is of alien origin. And me and you knew, actually done it ourselves. It'd be gas, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but this would have been, pre-YouTube, right, and pre-social media and all that. So it would have been, I suppose, if that social media had been around, maybe people would be quicker to dispel it, maybe.
Well, you could have these discussions openly and freely, like, people could definitely dispel it that way. But it was mad, like.
But it would be funny too if you were one of the guys that were insisting, like, or you'd set up a little society or club, and you're like, listen, lads. Aliens, they're here, like.
Yeah.
The crop circle's convinced, like, proof.
Yeah.
I have a second cousin who knows someone.
Yeah.
He saw.
Muddied waters, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, completely. And then the two lads come out and say, do you know what? The whole thing's just a bag of shit.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you were one of those guys and then you're back down the pub then the following Friday and just like you've been banging on about this for 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you found out the whole thing was just lies. Yeah. And you back up then and you're like,
what the hell, man?
The usual Paddy, and you'd be like, no, I think I'll just have a glass of water tonight.
Yeah, but there's all that. Yeah, you really have to lie to people, and do you know why didn't people cop on? Like, why were the aliens only doing this in fields of corn? Why not to do it if they're so advanced? Why not just do it onto rock overnight?
Maybe they're sending, maybe they were beaming down the messages. They weren't landing there and kind of shaping them out.
But surely their technology
people were thinking that it was caused by the craft.
No.
Around.
Sure, shapes were crazy. They were like circles.
Just messages from
just land in the crop circle and take off again. These angels kept coming down and just sitting down and taking off.
They were doing it from above, like, and they were just beaming down this message. It's like, come on, humans, figure it out.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they do it?
We're trying to communicate to you.
Yeah, but surely
instead of just writing a message in plain English.
Yeah, make it in a way that's actually very hard for humans to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe thinking about it now, like people should have copped onto it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, why didn't they do it onto something that was? If they'd done it onto rock in a night, then you'd have to go, well, how the hell now could they have done that?
But it was kind of a contradiction in terms. Like they're so sophisticated that they can fly from another galaxy and come down here and keep watches. But they've been coming for so long and still haven't figured out how to communicate with us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those science fiction movies, and then it's really ultra modern or it's really futuristic, and then two guys start sword fighting. It comes like, come on.
Yeah,
surely you've evolved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because they're intended to be so far beyond ours, like,
yeah.
Surely it'd be trivial for them to kind of figure out a way to communicate with us. It should be so easy.
Binary code or something like that.
Whatever. Like we were conscious. We're not like a fucking a rabbit out in the field. Like we're able to break things down like logically and think about things. Like an alien should be able to communicate with us.
They should have come down with a stoic quote.
They should. Yeah. Maybe that.
Maybe that's where it's from. Like hurry up and live or things.
But isn't it amazing how like those quotes are like 2,000, 3,000 years or whatever it is, 2,000 years old, and they still all apply today.
Magic.
Yeah, but I think people seem to think that the further you go back, the less intelligent we are. Like, no, we're as intelligent as what we are now. Maybe we weren't as educated, but maybe we're actually more intelligent in a way because it was whatever we were learning, we were understanding fully or more deeply. Like.
Yeah.
You know.
I do. Yeah. You need when you think about different technologies at different times. So you have the boats and the sailing and the. Do you know that movie Master and Commander? And do you know where they're on the high seas? Right, but some of those they were brilliant inventions. Like
the boats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they were really sophisticated.
Craftsmanship is unbelievable.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trade and craft in it. Paddy, what's with farts?
I didn't think you were going to actually bring. I just threw you all these thinking.
Right.
What is it? It's a wire. It's a bit vulgar, but everyone finds a fart funny now and again, don't they?
Well, everyone finds this kind of.
Why is that?
But would it be deemed by say pretentious comedians that the fart is the lowest common denominator?
Well, it is. It is pretty low. Like, as in, it's an easy one. There's no real. It is low.
But it's universal too, though.
It is, yeah. Like, it's just funny. Why is it funny though?
You get. I don't know. But you get a child or a baby laughing at a fart.
I'll tell you what.
Then you get somebody in their 90s would laugh at a fart.
Yeah.
And especially if it's somewhere that it's like you're supposed to be very sober and somber, like a fart in the church. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It, right?
This is what I was going to tell you. I remember we were there, and I think before semi-final, whatever it was, Barney was over us, and we were all huddled around, and Kevin Doody was saying this really impassioned speech. You know, Kevin be good, really good to talk and stuff.
Yeah, brilliant.
And we're all there listening, and I was there listening, and then Rocky was standing there, and Rocky let off a fart, right? And no one heard it. I heard it, and Rocky just kind of gave me the eyes like this, and he kind of went, shh, like this to me, and I just
went
like I was trying to fight it, and I just started laughing. This in the middle of this whole impassioned speech, and then Kevin Dooley turned to me at one stage and he goes, something like, "Alright, Paddy, yeah, I know, you're a right funny man and all this." And started giving me all this grief. I was like, Kevin, I'm really sorry, Kevin, just something happened there. I'm really sorry. In front of all the lads. I was so embarrassed. I think Barney lost total respect for me from that point on. And
you just kind of go, Barney, like, Rocky farted. You wouldn't rat on him, mate.
I wasn't going to rat on him, but it's like that wasn't the place for it either. It was just something that happened. Just couldn't fight it, couldn't hold back the things. That's just
ignorance was the cause of fear in that instance, Paddy. Do you think?
Ignorance on their behalf.
Possibly.
Come on.
Possibly.
I'm just laughing. Don't be so fearful of laughter.
And do you think maybe you're suffering more in imagination than in reality?
I suppose after the fact I felt bad, but I probably didn't have to feel as bad as I did. You know, people don't really care as much as you think they do.
No, it's fine.
You know, so excellent use there of the Stoic quotes.
Flatulence, to give it its proper name, right?
Yeah. It's
the expulsion of gas from the intestines via the anus, commonly referred to as farting.
We don't need to hear it. Don't need to hear that.
No, but I did bring you a picture there because you were talking about chat plans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you were talking about farting. You for some reason you kind of put them together. So I brought you this here.
Random
kind
of ideas.
Put that up to the camera there. This is how to impress girls with power farting. It's the Ladybird keywords reading scheme. And there we are. Do you want to put that up to the camera there and show it?
I will.
So I think the two things can be merged together.
What the hell was this for?
What was this for? Buddy.
No, but like,
this is for you.
No, but who came up with this?
It's for somebody who recognised the power of power farting.
Hope that's not. There should be so
better than any child line, possibly.
Can I keep that?
Keep it.
Is that okay?
Learn from it.
I might hang it up somewhere.
Do learn from it, Paddy.
As it's now somewhat relevant to my life.
You'll be married within a week.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's it.
Finally find love. No.
That's it with your power farting. Okay. So that's farts there.
Yeah, but hold on a sec.
What?
What did you want to talk about?
I sent you stuff like but I didn't really go into it then because you never got back to me about it. You left it out there in the ether. I was talking about talk about rocking horses.
Okay,
weird.
Let's talk about rocking horses.
But I just think they're the weirdest thing. Like it's just a horse, a toy, just nailed together, and then a kid gets on it and pretends he's on a horse.
It's enjoyable. The rocking back and forth is kind of soothing, isn't it?
Possibly, is it?
Like a rocking chair is nice.
Do you think there's a science behind it? Like
just that soothing.
You know
the way when you were in class, you used to lean back on a chair and you kind of on the back legs and you just kind of rock. I don't know what it is. Do you know why people need to, like, I'm that way as well, you need to be doing something. Sometimes I can't even sit still.
Yeah, you need to recenter yourself.
Is it recentering yourself?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
But you know, like, even if you're rocking, you're doing something. If you're not on TikTok, are you?
No.
Even on TikTok now, they'll have a video, let's say we're talking on TikTok, half the video will be us talking on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Us chatting. And then the other half of the screen will have some random thing, where it'd be like a car rolling down a hill. Be something else, just some kind of distraction to
is that similar to the news channels? You're watching the newscaster and then you have all the market news going on.
Exactly, like whatever that is, people just would lose, like with that going on, you maintain focus in a way, you know. So I don't know, is it a rocking horse kind of? I'd say it's kind of suiting, isn't it? I never had a rocking horse.
And then I
more for the posh people. Had you a rocking horse?
No, we real horses.
You'd read horses.
Yeah, we also had a rocking horse too. I think they got it when we were in Canada and brought it back with them. How the hell did they manage that? But I don't know. Anyway, it was a big thing. It lasted years.
Yeah.
Creepy as fuck.
Yeah, they are a little.
Top trumps is another one. Do you know what top trumps are?
I remember trumps. You have to trump the other person's card. I never really got into it.
No, it was kind of a big thing, but so we used to have ones with cowboys. So you'd have Billy the Kid and what age he died at, and how many people he killed, and what reward, and then his reputation was 10 out of 10, right? And then I'd say, okay, reputation 10, and whatever card you turned up, reputation 9, so I'd win, right? And that's how kids entertain themselves. And it was actually quite interesting. You did a little thing on the back then to give you a little history about Billy the Kid, or the Sundance Kid, or Butch Cassidy, or all these ones.
So it was
Jesse James.
Any Trump game had like.
That's what it was. So that was
cowboys.
That was yeah. And then you might have other ones with cars on it.
Okay.
Right? And then you might have one with the superheroes on it, or Marvel.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you play against each other, and then you deal it out. But we used to have one there with the cowboys on it, which was a pretty wasn't nothing overly sophisticated about it, but it's pretty good.
Big interest in cowboys in your house, was it?
Yes. And then I looked up there recently, and I think like if you have an original one of the game, the card game now, go for something like $1,000 or $1,500.
Oh yeah. Have you got any originals?
No. And then they're selling like the individual. There might have been like I don't know, was it 40 to 50 in a pack, and then they're selling for £3 or £4 each.
Oh yeah.
You know, this collector's kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a resurgence of vinyl maybe.
It's kind of an investment.
Top trumps. And then I had Elvis, because I saw the Elvis movie recently.
I only watched a bit of it. Well, what do you think?
I thought it was really good. Yeah.
It's mad. Did you see I watched it up to the point where
the Colonel was getting 50% off. I don't want to ruin it for the 6 or 7 viewers you have.
Yeah. You know when he was in the audience, there was a part in it where he was in the audience, or he was performing.
Yeah.
And he was kind of coming onto the scene.
Yeah.
And then he just had these girls screaming in the crowd.
And then all the lads, all the boyfriends were like looking at each other going, wow.
Yeah, but you not see the way the girls were in it, like they almost were like possessed.
But there was
It surely wasn't that bad.
But it was, even in more recent times, like when Take That split up, they had to set up a helpline.
Afterwards.
Yeah, you know, so there is that. There is that, like.
Like, is it a thing with women, if you can just get into a certain point, you know, they're hard to crack, and then
Famous.
you get into a certain point, and next thing they're batshit crazy. They just want...
Just want story quotes and farts.
Just want story quotes.
And farts and carrots.
They have an insatiable desire for men then. Yeah, but what do you make of Elvis anyway?
As a movie?
Well, what do you make of the story?
The stories, it's a real life story, so it's quite interesting. He came from nothing, and then I never realised that he grew up in kind of, say, a black neighbourhood. So strongly influenced by black music.
Yeah. Did you know, were you aware that his music was considered, it is black music?
Yeah, I didn't know, I wasn't, I just thought, this is Elvis.
Yeah.
And then, but then you do forget how good the music actually was, and then you watch the movie and like, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool song.
What happened? Does it say like his later life? Does the movie delve into that?
It does go through the Vegas years, and then the fact that he took up residence in Vegas and didn't go abroad.
Oh yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Didn't go touring abroad, but then there was a kind of a skip near the end from like his first Vegas concert where he blew it out of the water, and it was like, yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then there was a kind of this quick jump to 5 years later where he's just like
washed up.
Yeah, and bloated and. You know,
so it didn't go into that side of things really.
No, it kind of just went along. It was kind of from the Colonel's perspective as well, and the Colonel's role in it, and yeah, it was good. But
how would you not turn out that way?
The theatre of the movie was very good.
Yeah. But like, it's crazy to be that idolised and stuff. Sure, what's that? What would that do to a person?
What has it done to you, Paddy?
The lack of has definitely humbled me. I've serious humility now. But it is like you have everything you want and all the drugs and whatever else. Like you must turn to drugs after like. Imagine having all that fame, right, and not being satisfied by it, or feeling like you still have a void in you, and then you have to go and to heavier stuff, and it's just a slippery slope, isn't it?
Do you think it's boredom? Do you think people get bored of being? Do you think people
they're not content, are they?
Yeah. But I think maybe some people, if they get fame in later life, handle it better.
They can, yeah.
You know, you look at the Macaulay Culkins, and you know, and
kid stars are just
the Disney stars.
They're screwed, like really.
Lindsay Lohan, and they're just
yeah.
Well, if you grow up in the public eye, maybe it's quite difficult, right?
I'm sure it is, because like even as adults and stuff, you're still learning. You still go, God, you know something? I can't believe I actually. You know, I thought that way only like last week. Do you know what I mean? And for a child then to try and.
What's that flying on?
Look at this, I don't even have to leave the fucking. Motherfucker.
He's still alive.
Still there.
There's another one just there as well. You missed this one.
Where?
Just there. He's there. Between the two groups there. That's it.
Oh my God, I think I missed him.
She's missing them.
That was a bad shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, you missed in the box.
Do you know the why fly swatters all gridded?
So you don't miss it like that?
You can look this up if you want, but basically, a fly's eyes has all like. I think they see the world in kind of like. Almost like a polygonal kind of shapes, and I don't know. The mesh kind of becomes invisible as it goes down. That's what they say. Anyway.
That's what they say. Okay. Then I mentioned Cork, but I've lost interest in that one.
Yeah, go on.
No, I'll tell you first.
Somebody
from Cork went to Trinity College.
Yeah.
What would they tell you first? That they went to Trinity or they're from Cork?
They say they're from Cork, wouldn't they?
I think so. That's it. That's what I had, and I'm just trying to come back to what you had. You had another one, things like what's hot and what's not.
Yeah, come on, talk about fashion there.
Well, no, I went through. I thought you meant generally speaking what's hot and what's not.
Okay, what's hot? Okay,
right?
yeah.
And then I looked up what was trending over the last couple of days, right?
Yeah.
And to say it right, Patrick Mahomes broke his helmet, which has to be pretty painful, right?
Oh Jesus!
No, he did. Patrick Mahomes' broken helmet did its job in protecting him. helmet manufacturer says. That was you said what's hot, and I actually typed in what's hot.
Now, you're talking about a different type of helmet there now.
Did you?
Good.
It's ignorance, Paddy. It's the cause of fear.
I don't think you were getting that quoted on, man.
Not getting any of them. Just try to shoehorn them in.
Yeah.
Okay. What's hot in fashion? I don't know really. You tell me, Paddy.
I was hoping you were going to tell me, man. What would you not wear?
Crocs.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Do you have a pair of Crocs? No doubt.
No, I see you're wearing a BK jumper.
I like the BK hoodie.
It is nice.
It is a nice hoodie.
I try
the colour of it and stuff, and yeah.
Like I have a lot of like curling gear and stuff. I try not to wear it. I try to wear it very in moderation.
Right.
Because
you're trying to overdose on it, like, is it?
Some lads just wear it morning, noon, and night.
They're
going around like a flag. In all their hurling gear.
What's wrong with that? Like?
Have a bit of style about you. Have a bit of.
But if it's casual wear.
What?
If it's casual wear. It's casual wear, surely. You think these lads are going to nightclubs with their hurling gear?
I know, but they're always just wearing. You're not going around in uniform. You should have a little bit. You don't have to spend big money or anything. You can buy like t-shirts and pennies for £4 and get like you can get blue, white, lilac, get all the colours.
And why would you want to get lilac now? Tell me.
Just have colours.
Just colours.
Lilac is kind of a purplish.
Is lilac in? I'm going to type it in now. Is lilac in?
You need colours. I remember for years, I used to always get navy, and I just realised, so much navy and black. You gotta get different colours.
Lilac is one of Spring 24's biggest colour trends. Sure, look, I could just type in as yellow in fashion, and they'll probably say the same thing.
Hell no, it says. Yellow's a hard one to kind of. Anyway, you need lots of colours. I think lads need to kind of wear their O'Neill's gear in moderation. You know.
So it's quite a strong fashion tip there, Paddy. You feel you're very animated about this topic, are you?
No, I'm not that. It's not
Does it annoy you, like, or?
Does it annoy me?
No. And what do you think? Do you think bootcut jeans will ever come back in? Because I have like a wardrobe full.
Bootcut jeans.
You remember they were massive in the
with the wide legs.
Well, yeah. So they had the bell-bottom flares in the 70s, and then you had drain pipe kind of things in the 80s, and the Levi's 501s, and then the 90s you had, Jesus, whatever you had in the 90s, kind of grunge music. What would you have? Oh, I think people started wearing combats. And then
combats were big as well, yeah.
They were big, and then there was an era in the early 2000s that someone said, you know what, I'm going to get scissors, or I'm going to rip this bottom part of my jeans, and kind of make them kind of bootcut style.
Oh man, yeah, I used to always do that.
Used to get like nappy pins and put them in there, and I was like, Jesus, wow.
A what?
Nappy pins. They can put them in, and a little bit of colour there like that, and then like, wow, cool. And then they started making bootcut jeans, and it's like, okay. And then
they had the slit in them.
But then they wouldn't go away.
Like, I used to always, like when I was younger, I used to cut the jeans. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to come back.
And then skinny jeans happened, and then everyone said, whoa, what?
Like, a well-fit pair of jeans are nice. I think the ones that are painted on, lads going around there, and freaking vacuum packed into a pair of jeans.
Oh yeah, and you're like, geez, that lad surely has a carrot in his pocket.
Well, you'd see it if he had.
Yeah.
You know, it's mad how fashion works. You know, like, things just come back into fashion, whatever it is.
What's with farts? We've done that.
Yeah, we're not going back onto that.
No, we're not doing that one.
No.
And then, you did your poll then, Paddy. And you put up the polls and you picked the topics.
Anytime I say about kissing, people just want to know about it.
They want to know about you kissing, right? And your chat up lines, and tell us then you got a big hit on stories about getting the shift.
I have to tell you a story. Have you no stories to tell me about getting the shift?
I've probably a million stories about not getting the shift, but
oh man, me too. So basically, I had 4 options. What's shit in men's fashion? So basically, what was the things?
Crocs.
Got 2 votes for that.
Right.
Stories about getting the shift. 13 votes.
Wow.
That's huge for me now. Usually people don't even acknowledge my existence on Instagram. What's hot and what's not at the deli?
What's a deli? You never said that. Well, you did. You send me deli. I probably only read
what's
half
hot and what's not at the deli? Got 4 votes for that.
Yeah, 4 at the deli.
Yeah, like what would you get at the deli now if you were? What's your go-to at lunchtime?
Well, since I moved out of Dublin, like, yeah. See, the last place they used to go, they used to have the deli. I'd say you can't beat a chicken fillet roll.
Yeah.
That's a fact, right?
I've had so many chicken fillet rolls in my time now. I'm nearly kind of.
Would you just
exhausted.
just sick of it now?
Yeah. Well, how would you have yours?
The last couple of years in Dublin burritos became a big thing. Like, it's like you couldn't turn for a fucking burrito. Like, do you know, just burrito bars everywhere, but they're lovely, right?
Burritos, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, we're talking about lunchtime in a filling station.
Lunchtime okay, well.
What would
There's
you?
not that many filling stations in Dublin, like on the outskirts, right?
Oh yeah. You're just a different way of life up there altogether.
Oh, big time, yeah.
I'm saying out in the country now. You're going
to see a filling station in Dublin.
Let's say you're out in the country. It's lunchtime. You want to get something quick to eat there. You're getting chicken fillet roll, are you?
Yeah, I'm guessing you are. Yeah, or it's chicken and something. I guess. Yeah.
What would you get in the roll?
Always have to have cheese in it for some reason. Always. I can't have a roll without cheese.
Butter.
Butter. Yeah. Maybe. Bit of mayonnaise. Maybe. Depends. A chicken fillet roll. Yeah.
Yeah, you literally describe my roll.
But then in recent years, I got I like Ballymaloe relish, but it kind of screams wanker, right?
It does, but it is nice.
It is nice, right?
They don't have that though,
They don't. In some delis they do.
Imagine going
You
into.
just have it there. Can I get a bit of that? And you never say, "Can I get a bit of Ballymaloe?" Because your man's like wanker. You just like, "Oh, can I get a bit of relish there?"
Yeah. Yeah. The Ballymaloe is nice. Yeah, that's not really a sauce though. That'll give you. But that's what I'd have. I'd have butter, mayonnaise, and cheese.
Have to have cheese.
So, yeah.
Now, if there was a choice to choose,
just red cheese.
Red cheese.
That's usually what to have, isn't it?
Red.
Isn't it red?
Cheddar.
Even though it's orange. Cheddar.
Like the carrot.
Like the carrot, yeah. That's what I get on the road. There's a
brown roll.
There's a place. There's a filling station in town now that would charge you either 60 or 70 cents to get butter. Imagine that as an extra. Crazy. Imagine charging an extra 60, 70 cents for a little bit of butter.
No.
That's the way things are going.
Wow.
Anyway.
Were you ever in the States and did you ever get a sandwich when you're going into like a sandwich bar in North America? You have. Because it's very different
like
here.
Club sandwich?
Well, no, you just go in and you say, can I get a pastrami, or do you have all the different, or can I get the pepperoni or whatever, or ham, bacon or whatever, chicken. Anyway, I'm not going to list every meat in the world.
Oh, do, please.
No, come on. Like,
if we may start throwing a few jokes in here.
Like,
farts,
no.
Yeah.
Anyway, the difference, like you get here, if you go into, like, so you just go into a Brian sandwich bar and you get, like, the ham or whatever, like, they put in half a slice of ham.
Yeah.
Stingy is, right? But in North America, for some reason, it's all just like that much meat. It's obscene.
Yeah, really.
Right? And then, like, you might ask for a little bit less, and it's the opposite way around. So you just put a little bit less there.
Really? Yeah.
So, like,
they know their audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Give me the bad shit.
Oh, I hate that, I tell you, when you get the roll, and they get the small fillet of chicken. After you've been really nice and polite and asking, oh, how are you getting on? And then they grab the small little shitey piece of chicken.
Would you not ask for... We just sit there and...
Rarely would I say, just grab that one. Grab the one there that actually has a bit of meat on it there, would you? No, I'd be too shy that way, I don't know.
Would you? Would you not go up and...
You just be like, oh, whatever. It's just not even worth it. But yeah, that's what...
You wouldn't give him one of your friend's lines, no, one of your friend's quotes. You're saying, what's with all the lack of
ignorance
jokes there?
is the cause of fear.
It is indeed. Do you have a joke?
Is the word spiraling up or down? That was another one.
Spiraling up or down, but that's getting overly topical.
Yeah, overly topical. It's hard to know.
You can't really get into that. Like,
I like to think things are kind of at a point now where it's just gotten really bad, and it'll start to... Good will prevail, hopefully. The whole AI thing is crazy. I don't think people really fully kind of understand the implications of what AI is going to do to everything.
Well, there was a big thing, and what's on at the moment? Davos or anything?
Yeah, Davos is on, yeah.
Yeah, and then the young scientist, wasn't the winner something to do with AI as well?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the big buzzword now around Silicon Valley and all that crack.
Is AI, and yeah, but it's going to affect the manufacturing industry more than anything else, right?
It's going to affect everything, Cathal. In ways you have no idea. It's a total Pandora's box. total.
Yeah, but then they from the little snippet I heard in the news is that they're very conscious of the fact that if they lay off, as a crude estimate, up to 60% of the manufacturing workforce, that there has to be an alternative. They don't want to, so they may legislate for AI, is the point.
Yeah, there's a total lack of legislation at the minute. The Wild West.
Well, that's it, but they may legislate so that it doesn't actually overly affect manufacturing and then overly affect employment. What happens if a machine comes in and replaces all the jobs, and then there's everyone just has to go on welfare then, you know?
That's going to be a huge issue in the future.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Like, you literally you'd have an intelligence that you could actually just query and sort your problems for you, and it'd be so much.
Do you think an AI podcast would be?
I think the subtleties of human behaviour would be hard to nail down, but in terms of just in terms of information and processing information and how to interpret information, it's going to be just people just do not realise. You could query what. Like,
have you done the GPT?
A little bit, yeah.
And what is it like? But is it?
It's still in its infancy, but every day you're dealing with the worst version it's ever going to be. Tomorrow's going to be better than what it is today. They're going to, and the next iteration that they roll out is going to be exponentially better. You know, like it's able to. So AI is able to actually learn itself. You don't even have to. It's not this case of humans putting in.
What does it learn? Does it learn? Is it just like mathematical facts and figures?
What
did one snowman say to the other snowman?
What did one snowman say to the other snowman? What's with the nose?
Do you smell carrots?
It was fucking carrots.
Yeah, but do you think AI will recognise that that's just a shit joke?
I don't know how long it'll take for that. I think humour is a very complicated thing. As we were testament to.
Yeah.
Like, people couldn't just be as funny as we are.
Interesting. Yeah, do you reckon AI will...
But humour is... What is humour?
Subjective. It's very subjective.
It's subjective, and obviously the universal humour of farting...
It's universal.
That's universal, but... yeah, it is. It's... You're kind of making... What is... How do you even explain humour, like?
Well, how does AI explain it?
It's bad. I could ask... Do you want me to ask ChatGPT something here?
Go for it. And will it come out with a voice like Stephen Hawking?
I don't know if I can get to talk. I'm not using it. I think it's just a text prompt. I'll see here now. What do you want me to ask it?
Well, what was your question? What is humour? I can't.
When I say explain this joke,
and read it out in your Stephen Hawking voice there.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Did you hear about him on Epstein Island and all that crack? Well, let's not go there.
What's that?
Well, he was on the flight logs going out to the island, Shag Island.
Yeah, crazy island.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did he get up to there, do you think, though?
I don't know, why is he flying out there?
What's that?
Why is he flying out there?
Just for
interesting question.
Good time.
This is a nice island, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What could he, excuse the pun, but what could he get up to, like?
yeah. Couldn't get up to much, I thought.
Well, I wonder, like.
Was that part of him working?
I wonder.
What are we going to ask here?
Ask what does Stephen Hawking do at Epstein Island? No.
Right. Why did Stephen Hawkins go to Epstein Island? Yeah.
And answer it, and ask it, and type in, can you answer it in Stephen Hawking's voice?
Can you speak it out? I can't hardly speak as I'm a text-based model designed for written communication. Basically, I says, why did Stephen Hawkins go to Epstein Island? There's no credible information or evidence to suggest that Stephen Hawking ever visited Epstein Island. I don't know if that's true now. Stephen Hawking was a renowned theoretical physicist who passed away in 2018. It's important to rely on verified sources for information and avoid spreading unfound rumours or misinformation. If you have any specific concerns or questions about an individual's actions, it's best to seek information from reliable news sources. Ignorance is the cause of all fear.
Did it say that?
Of course it didn't.
Oh, damn it. I wish it had.
This might not even be up to speed. It's obviously...
Well,
I think Stephen Hawking was.
We did.
He was in the
Certainly
flight
up
labs.
a bit of a lecture though at the same time, didn't it?
Oh, it did, yeah. Do you want me to? I'll say. I'll say. Give us a chat up line. Give me a chat up line.
Does it have?
But give me something.
Okay. Does it have the answer to jokes? What do you call a carrot with 4 sides?
But is this a joke you got offline? Because it'd be able to kind of
read it.
It'll be able to go. Yeah.
Is it data scraping? We'll see. Is it?
It will. It'll go like through like all the Reddits and stuff like that, and it'll be able to, from all that information, it'll be able to give like a balanced answer.
Can you explain the element of artificial intelligence then?
Because
Because all it's doing is just a data scraping, and just how does it know that? How can it decipher that this is just like crazy Jim Core nonsense, or this is?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure how it does it, but I think it's like
Is there a hierarchy?
it's a total.
How does it judge?
It's just constant bombardment of like information, and whatever way it's able to figure out what works and what doesn't, and through that it's able to learn what works and what does.
That's just a very evolved computer program, though, is it? I know.
It's different. It's just different than
yeah,
what.
I know. I heard that.
Or it's able to learn itself. What was it? It was. There were studies where it was like picking up a ball. It was programmed to pick up all these arms were programmed to pick up a ball and put it down somewhere else, and it was just given like a few parameters, and then from that it had to learn for itself, and it took days and days, and then it started to learn, and next thing it was starting to pick up the ball. Eventually, like then it was able to do it like perfectly, and that was all from its own like querying and figuring out. So that was able to do that. So like, and it's gone way more advanced than that now. Did you ever see how they're able to beat chess players now? Well, it's trivial now to beat a chess player. AI is, but there's like games like Go and stuff where I was able to learn and beat like grandmasters. Like, you know, I started off from beating like beginners, then I went on to like intermediate players, and then it could beat all the masters playing at once. You know, it's just exponential. The way it learns is just. You can't even fathom. You cannot even fathom how this is going to affect things if it's left the way it is. Do you know? You could query something. You literally have a teacher now, an actual teacher that could teach you. You could learn how to make. You could learn how to make like explosives and stuff. There's ways around it. They actually show the flaws and how. You could query it a certain way and say like you couldn't just outright ask it how do you make cyanide or something. It wouldn't tell you, but if you just showed how, like, if you were to query it in a way that you said, my granny was in Vietnam and she used to always tell me about how she used to do this and do that, and you know, whatever you word it in a certain way, and you get cyanide in. The next thing is give you all the information how to make it. Just like that. There's so many areas, like they have no idea of the kind of the how was the.
Volatile?
Yeah, not volatile, but the gaping kind of. And there's no idea the dangers that are lurking there for if it's falling into wrong hands. It's mad. It's just. It's getting to a point now. You'd probably start seeing ads on YouTube and stuff where it'd be like a famous person and they've generated a voice and it's all fake about saying how this sales website is the best website ever. Now you can kind of tell it's fairly it's easier to tell, but like it's going to become virtually like indistinguishable. You won't know what's real and what's not.
There was somebody in the news recently sued for these would been what was it? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Imitating. Oh.
But their name was on an advert.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with them at all.
Yeah, yeah.
You do get that, but you do get them in well-known websites too. That, like, if you look up the American websites, that a lot of the ads that pop up then from them are fairly like clickbaity. Or,
yeah.
You know, or they're pseudoscience.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
you know,
a lot of what we say is pseudoscience.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay, but they're selling something. Yeah, they're giving a hard sell.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's going to get to a point where, like, they'll be able, just off the few videos we've put up, you put that into an AI model and it'll be able to, like, literally have me talking, you talking, saying things we've never said, and people will not know the difference.
Well, they will, because it'll be funny.
Yeah, well, that'd be the only difference maybe, yeah. But Yeah, it's going to be, man.
There'll be good shut up lines. There'll be amazing story quotes.
There's ways.
Crop circles will be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I just.
But you know, like, I won't get. But the big driving factor in all of that would be pornography.
Would be what?
The whole AI thing and virtual reality. Guarantee it. Wasn't that that was the big driving force of the internet?
Oh, yeah,
was pornography.
And the websites that hit the biggest numbers, the quickest were porn sites.
Yeah, people just wanted to get.
But that's the way.
There's
an argument about censorship though as well, and access to things that were previously censored, and then once they're out there, that they become less. There's less of an allure to them. Maybe do you know the more accessible they are? Is that, or is it just?
No, I just think people will have a greater need for a heightened,
so you're getting
more stimulus. They need a greater stimulus. Our stimulus is constantly. We need more and more and more and more. I guarantee, like, I don't want to get into it because it's a bit pervy or whatever, but lads, in the not too distant future, lads, we had put on a VR headset, can have some AI generated model of whatever they want. They could say, generate an image of this person doing this. Have this headset on, go to town on themselves.
Oh, right.
That's what's going to guarantee.
Generate me an image of a fella running around with a carrot in his pocket.
Well, some people might get off on that. Cathal, it is, if things keep going the way they're going, lads, you actually can't even imagine what will happen if things keep going the way they're going. If there's no police, if there's no bit of kind of foresight, kind of.
Would you not?
Yeah, in fact, humans, we're monkeys.
It makes sense.
We're monkeys with a few extra IQ points there.
Just a few. But it was the same with the internet.
Which?
Well, the internet was the same. It was completely deregulated for such a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and partly still is.
Yeah, and you might say, well, what were the fears around the internet when that was in its infancy? This is not, and AI is totally different. You have no idea. AI is like the wheel. It's the modern day wheel. It's
what else did you have for us? Apart from
any story. I was going to tell you a story about getting the shift. That was the main one.
It's not an AI generated story. It's just a true story about getting the shift.
Do you want us to say what age you were when you got your first shift?
11 or 12.
Oh yeah, around that time.
Yeah.
I remember when we were in Drummakeelan. I better just make sure there's enough time for this now. So we're back there. Going to tell you about the time I got the shift. First shift. So
did you use the chat up line?
No. But in school, I remember it was around that time, 11 or 12. Definitely in 6th class anyway. Everyone was getting the shift. And I remember hearing about it. Did you get the shift? I didn't know what the shift was. I thought the shift was more along the lines of having sex with someone. I remember as a child, shift in 6. I didn't know what shifting was, and everyone was saying. And I was like, I was thinking, I ain't ready to get the shift. Like, I don't you're only a child, whatever. So I remember thinking that, and then the whole remember as a child as well, things like that you didn't understand. It was such. You'd be so anxious in a way, or you'd be embarrassed talking about it because you didn't understand it or you didn't know what was going on. But I remember I didn't get my first shift till I was like 14 or 15 or something. I just.
By birthday.
Huh?
Go on and.
But anyway, so I obviously knew what it was at that stage. I just couldn't get off the mark or whatever it was. You know, you're a kid, you just didn't have the confidence. But I remember I was at a badminton competition in school in Class Trouble, and I'd met this girl before. We played against them in another hall. I remember that she's a good looking girl, and we're in Class Trouble then at this other competition, and then a girl I knew, Michelle, I know what she just says. I'm going to ask you one now. Will she shift you? And I was like, God, you know what to do? You know, you just feel like the terror. You were just like, oh my God, how is this going to go or something? But anyway, Michelle went and done it anyway, and your aunt said yeah. And I went about then, I know the day was rolling on it, trying to figure out a way of doing. Shifting is for anyone that doesn't, for all our international viewers, shifting is French kissing, Cathal, yeah?
Just kissing, I guess, right?
Kissing with the tongue, like. Which is kissing, I suppose.
Yeah.
Any other type of kisses towards your mother on the cheek. Yeah. Americans call it tonsil hockey.
Is that it?
Yeah, how lame is that?
What's the shift? The shift, yeah.
It's French kissing. Anyway, I went...
I'm going to Google it.
I remember she was coming out of the girls' toilets or something. And I just kind of gave her the nod. I was like, sure, come on, maybe I have to do this. So...
Did you say this?
I don't know, I'm not sure what I said, but I remember
we
went out the doors anyway and Clash of Football there underneath the bridge, and I went up to the right. I was going to go up there and do the deed, and went up there, and I think there was people up there, so I was like, just can't do it there. Then when I was walking back down, the mother had pulled up to collect me, to bring me home, so there's the mother in the car, and she didn't see me, and like, again, being a young lad, I was like, oh Jesus, she sees me here with this now. So I was like, come on, we'll go inside again. Anyway, I went into the hall. And went down into the hall somewhere. And we just kind of started shifting. We must have been shifting for about fucking 10 minutes. I remember thinking.
My fucking jaws.
I remember thinking, like, how do I disengage here? Like, she's still going. You know, you kind of crack the eye open a little bit. You know, it's never cool to open your eyes kissing, but like, when it gets to the 10-minute mark, you gotta have a fucking look. Just to see, like, what is going on here. Eventually it finished up anyway.
Is she still alive?
I didn't know, was I giving mouth to mouth or was I kissing her? And that was that. And I know we gave each other's numbers and stuff. And then there was another competition coming up. And like she'd been texting me and stuff. And we're in the hall again, and we're chatting away and went down the corridor to get like just for a walk and get ice cream or something. And we went down the corridor and came back from the corridor. I got a clip up. She got like an iceberg or something, right? So went back into the hall and we're chatting away, and I was like saying to her like gosh, I was just a bit surprised that you like me and all this. And now she was from Nina. And she goes, I like your accent. Made her thinking, you're like 20 minutes away. Like we have the same accent, right? And so that was that. And I had the clip on. I remember I was eating the clip on, right? In the big school, you know, everyone playing bands and playing matches. A clip on. You know, like a long, you know.
Yeah, you mean...
I was there having the clip on, right?
That's your accent there, Paddy.
Huh?
That's your accent. It's right for your Calippo.
Calipos. And she took the clip from me, right? Now we're only like 14, 15, right? I had her chatting away with her. She took the clip off. I was like, she starts deep throwing the clip up in the hall. She starts fucking like doing this, you know, bring up the clip on. And I hear like a young lad going, what the hell? I was like, not here, I was there thinking. And she gets doing either acting like normal. And yeah, they're going to town on the clip up. And I was just like, I was slightly mortified and
spent the next 5 years going over to New York every weekend.
No, I remember texting it after that. I just kind of, I don't know. I just wasn't ready for that kind of action. Right.
And have you had a clip since?
I have. But it is not homophobic, but it's like a bit of a gay ice cream to be having, to be honest.
Oh, ice cream though.
It's an ice pop.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yeah. So yeah, that was it. The whole thing, the whole shifting thing.
That was it.
Yeah, it wasn't really a great story after all, was it?
No, that was interesting. That's Nina for you, right?
That's Nina, yeah, going over to Maximus and doing all that crack. Jeez, used to clock up some numbers there shifting as a young person. Like people would.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you? Like that was the thing. Like is it a thing in Ireland? You just
we didn't go out there.
Just kiss and kiss. What?
We did, yeah, during the summers, like holidays, yeah, but not.
Yeah. Just get the numbers up. You know. Especially as a young lad. Jeez, you didn't want to go around saying to people you've only kissed one girl. Like you kind of had to get. You want to get a few numbers under your belt there just to say, hey, look, they're out there and they know I exist.
Okay, that's the shift.
That's the shift.
The shift. And what else did you have then? That was the story that 15, 30 people wanted to hear.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be too impressed with that story.
Ah, that's not bad now.
Yeah.
They're not going to be too impressed with Nina though.
No, I don't know if that girl, I'm not going to give her name. I think, actually, no, I give her first name. I think her first name was Susan.
Susan.
Old Susie.
Susie doesn't like your accent, Paddy. Did she
She
like
does
it?
like my accent.
Does like
yeah,
it.
she
Sorry,
liked my
I stand
accent.
corrected,
Yeah. She was enamoured of my accent. And I didn't even have the charm back. I don't, that I have now.
Yeah. Well, you weren't into story quotes back then.
I've learned a lot since.
You have.
Yeah.
You've learned to hurry up and live.
Yeah, just in time, all them little anxious moments and all that just forms you into the man that you are today.
Pretty good.
You and me both.
Don't drag me down, would you?
Sorry. Yeah.
Have we covered everything, I'd say?
Is that it? Is this podcast been worse than the last one?
Do you think?
What do you think?
I don't know. I think it was alright. I think there's a we covered and we're hopping it, but should we be telling jokes?
No, maybe not tell. We could have a segment where we just say a joke or two. I think we need to do it more often. Like once we get our groove, the next thing was a couple of weeks.
That one was alright
Did
we jumped from topic to topic.
Yeah, still on topic.
People like your stories now. They will like that. You'll get a bit of feedback for you.
Do you promise?
Yeah, don't worry. I get your feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Your stories that people want to hear. Maybe
that's what people want. That's what people kept saying to me. They want to hear stories about people they know.
Should we kind of go down the rabbit hole then and go talking about the Racket Hall Hotel and who you knew out there?
Yeah, we're not going there.
You couldn't do that.
No. Yeah, you can't really talk about other people without their consent either. Any good stories about anyone? Did you think of any ghost stories since the last day?
No, I was actually very curious though about the oh Jesus.
Show it around you, man.
Click there.
Yeah.
The story about your owl fighting the devil.
Yeah. Did you say you were told that by someone else?
No, I'd heard something about
a similar story from someone else.
I heard something similar about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know what I said to you. Like, was he on mushrooms? Like, I'm not really.
Couldn't have been on. Could he have been?
Like, I'm just saying that for argument's sake. It was before he met Mam, so he would have been young. Like, he would have
been coming up a pub, like, or would have been drinking all night, kind of thing.
No, I don't think he was coming home. But sure, he wouldn't have. Like, Mam. I asked Mam since I said that story because I wanted to make sure I was right on it, and she was like, "Yeah." She says it was like the devil just would not let him pass, and like he fought and fought. I said he nearly killed him.
But was there an actual like a
figure?
Mr. Two of my dad, like.
No, it wasn't. No,
it was. There was not like calling each other out.
No, it wasn't.
On YouTube or on TV. Like,
no,
I'm gonna find you.
Push him. What are you gonna do?
Find you. You feel better to be down here. And none of that though.
Yeah. You cried in my eyes. You did. No, it was more like he was frozen and he couldn't move. He was trying to force against it, and this.
But he did see something against.
Yeah, there was like a body there. I don't know. I'm not sure of the description of it, but there was a figure, and he couldn't, and he fought. And he says, like Mum was saying, like he carried he would always wear a cross and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was adamant that that's what kind of kept him alive.
And were the two lads rolling out taking swings at each other?
No, Carl. It was literally like he literally could not move, and whenever he's trying to, like, this is at night at this gate, and he couldn't. It would not let him pass, and Dad was so stubborn, like he just kept fighting it. He just got through it, and he went on his way, and yeah, he was sweating, and he like nearly had a heart. Like he says, like it nearly killed him. Like, what was that?
And where is there an exact location of it? Like that, maybe has it happened to somebody else in that particular area? Do you think?
I don't know. Like,
or has something similar happened to other people in that? I don't know. Maybe his buddies know. Or
yeah, I'd have to ask. I remember hearing stories about people going up past the guest house here, seeing stuff. People say they see banshees and stuff. I don't have any like.
Yeah. The banshee thing is kind of dissipated in recent years, right?
Like a banshee could just be like is it a badger or a fox?
Yeah.
Do they make like that the crying noise?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that has to be a lot of it, but there is people like my auntie. I should probably give names. I could give names. But
your auntie, give her.
I don't want to.
What initials? Oh, for people or for her?
Just like I've been told these stories. I don't know how freely I'm allowed to say them, but I'll just say without the names. But one of my aunties anyway was walking down the road down to Bridie Dooley's one night, and she says as she was walking along the road, she looked in to the left, like our field runs down along the road there. She looked into the left of the night, and all she seen in the middle of the field was this like burning flame, and like a burning flame, like a mound with a flame coming up out of it, like almost like a mini volcano, you could say, and it was like on a shovel, and this thing, whatever it was, she says it followed her all the way in a parallel line, all the way down the field, all the way to Bridie's. No, like what was that? What, like if that is not something like, I don't know, of some other
world,
whatever you might like, then what is it? Why would a mind play that trick on you? Like what is it? It's very, I don't know, stuff like that. I like personally I've never
to you then.
I told you the things that have happened to me, the knocking on the door, and no, and Dennis now. Dennis in our old house that he's in now. He said one night anyway, at the sink, a ball of light just started to form at the sink, and got real bright and expanded and disappeared. And he didn't know what that was. Whatever that was.
Electrical fault.
Imagine
who wired the house?
Yeah. It was just it was suspended. Like what was that? Is that a natural phenomenon that hasn't been explained, or like what is that, or what? Like could he just have hallucinated? It's so hard to tell. Imagine if, you know the way you don't have any footage of like ghosts and stuff.
But there is no footage, really. Is it all in?
What if you just simply could not capture footage of ghosts, whatever it is, in some unexplained physics in like.
Trying to Google this.
We're in a digital era.
Well,
maybe digital doesn't work with the spiritual.
Recent thinking that it's a lot of the haunted houses and a lot of these places that are haunted, that there's a correlation to carbon monoxide.
So it's hallucinations.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, carbon monoxide and hallucinations. So.
Yeah, is that always the case? Just Cathal, I even know, like a friend of the family's now. Now he told me stories about the house he used to live in, and he was.
Carbon monoxide has found to be the culprit in several ghost sightings. The first recorded case dates back to 1912.
Yeah, okay, several, but sure, yeah. You do enough, you're going to have.
The scientists discovered that the seeing apparitions and feeling a haunted presence only to discover that the source was a faulty furnace.
Yeah. And that's why I was sceptical too, because there usually is some kind of explanation.
Yeah, there is. I knew a girl up in Dublin. I worked with her for a while, and she had stories about when she was a student in Spain and she lived in an old house, and she used to find things like the car keys or the house keys would be in the fridge, stuff like that.
Yeah, moving around.
Yeah, stuff being moved around.
And was there anything in the house with her?
No, I think no. Like this is like
is a thing.
How many years ago? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, stupid stuff that you couldn't, even if you were drunk, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Is that elf on the shelf? Is the elf going around?
Bit creepy, the elf on the shelf.
It is. No, but that is a thing as well. People do say how things move around. The friend of the family I was telling you about, he had the house he was living in. I'd love to get him on and ask him all these stories about the ghost stories. Because I'd be really sceptical. I'd be asking him, but like he had to move out of his house. He was having all these like you're saying, things were getting moved around. He'd hear things, or he got a priest in then to do an exorcist to exorcise the home, and he didn't tell the priest. He just invited the priest over to bless the house, and he never told the priest. And the priest got as far as the door, and he said he won't go any further. Why is that? He won't come into the house.
Yeah. I'm terribly sceptical about stuff.
I know,
but why would he not say to the priest, listen,
he didn't want to tell him.
Like, what's the story? Why won't you come in? Like, do you know, nothing's going to happen. Like, come in. Will you not kind of like...
Yeah, well, I would have asked him that.
This big grey area of never knowing.
Yeah. Well, I asked him that, and he says he just knew from the priest's like demeanour that he known, and like...
But had the priest actually seen something?
Must have sent something. Yeah. Colin,
yeah, I know.
The guy telling me.
I'm not.
And I asked him, where is this house? He won't tell me where the house is. It's somewhere in Kildare. He won't tell me because he had such bad luck in that house. And another person, I don't know, was it some psychic or something, told him that where the house is built, it's on, you're blocking this spirit's path. I don't know.
I can't give much credence to that. Like,
I'm
so many people have died. Like, I mean, all the people have died.
Yeah.
All the spirits. You're going to be bumping into them. They just.
I know, but a spirit is like a soul trapped on Earth, isn't it? It's for whatever reason they've not carried over into the afterlife. That's what they say. Sure, Jesus, how do you? You can't. It's one of them things.
Just power farts.
Power farts, yeah. I don't know. There's definitely a whole side. Like, do you have coincidence? Do you have coincidences happen to you much?
No, but I do. I
do have it all the time.
But have you ever dreamt something and then it's come to pass?
In what way? Like, what example? Or not really, no.
No. Okay.
I've had vivid dreams. Do you ever have lucid dream? Do you ever lucid dream?
As in, have you ever had a dream where you've known you're actually in a dream?
Yeah.
And you've known, you've spoken to someone and said, this is actually a dream?
Yeah,
in the dream.
100%, yeah. Yeah, and you've had them?
Yeah.
They're
not in years, and not since I was a teenager. Or
I've had a handful. I had one happen recently, about 2 or 3 months ago, and it was so lucid, right? I knew I was dreaming. I was literally talking to you. I knew I was sleeping. I was in this dream state, and I was actually fearful that I was going to act out what I was doing in the dream, like in my bed.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
Consciously. And I remember being conscious of it, being going, God, I hope I'm not doing any of this. And I there chatting away, and I there thinking. I was nearly as it'd be almost like we're talking here now.
Yeah.
Do you know? And then it's just a memory. Then when I'm looking back on it, it was crazy how like lucid this dream was.
Did you ever have a lucid dream where you're actually awake and talking to someone, but you're still half dreaming? So you're kind of still dreaming and you can still see the stuff in the dream, but in reality you're still awake. You're talking to someone. So I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And we're having a chat, and I'm saying, Paddy,
you're talking to me in real life.
Awake.
Yeah.
And yet you're still in the dream. Did you ever get that? Like,
have you fallen asleep?
So,
how do you mean? What do you mean?
So I had a dream one night.
Yeah.
That I think I was being chased by like soldiers from whatever century, and I woke up and I went over to my twin brother and I woke him up, and I said, "They're coming for us now," and I could still see the dream, like, and I was I was awake and talking to him.
Really?
I said, "Here they are now. They're coming."
Wow, that's a weird one.
That was really weird.
Yeah. Wow, you're in some kind of semi-awake state or something. Yeah. Wow, carried over. You'd often have dreams where you wake up and you'd have to take a second and think, did that happen? No, I didn't. No, I was only dreaming. You know? Remember one of my dogs passed away, and every day nearly for a year I dreamed that she was still alive. And I'd wake up and then I'd go, is she alive? Is she alive? Sometimes I'd be thinking, is she alive? No, Jessie, no, she's gone.
Okay, that's kind of cruel, is it?
I didn't really mind. It was kind of cool. I didn't know why. It was the dreams were pleasant. Like, it was just, well, and then there was some kind of remnants of something there. But the whole dream, like, how do you even explain dreams? Like, what is that? Sometimes I think dreams is almost like, you know, the whole simulation theory. Dreams is almost like the system bombarding you with stuff to see how you would deal with it, and it's like a debug or something. If you're talking like programming terms, it's almost like a trial run to see if you look at it that way. Dreams are just they're so
dreamy.
I find dreams, the situation doesn't tell you much, but the feeling of it's how you feel in the dream or the emotion. That I do think that is accurate.
Oh, what about recurring dreams?
Yeah.
This is like a psychology thing. So, Paddy, tell me more about your recurring dreams.
I remember I had a recurring dream growing up of a girl who used to be on our bus, Margaret's bus. Did you used to go on Margaret's bus?
No, I didn't do good busing.
Oh, did you? You were that posh?
No, so somebody else had to go to work, like, so he's just like, dump us in the car, so we running, like, just get out.
Yeah. But I remember I used to have this dream of this, a girl hit me on the bus. Hit me. She actually did used to hit me. Messing.
Right.
Oh, she's an older girl. She's always messing, hit me. And then I just get these dreams. Well, it's
do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and one of the dentists or was over the bed just talking to you?
Yeah. But that's actually kind of explainable because it's just something that's happening and then it just...
Do you ever dream about a place that's not real? And then you dream about it like 5 or 6 different times over the years?
In what way is it not real? Or...
I say you've never been to it, like. A place that's like let's say, this, say a house in the hill, right?
Yeah,
and it's, you have to get through a field to get to it, right? And it'd be something similar that you've never been there. You've never been there.
Yeah.
It's almost like something you've seen in a painting, right? But you've dreamt about it or been there 5 or 6 times in dreams.
Not necessarily. Unless it's like something crazy. It'd be like a really low resolution if it was to dream it that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you would you?
I have done it. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
What place that you're not familiar with seeing?
Never been to before, but yet I've dreamt about that place 5 or 6 times.
A fictional place.
Yeah.
That you've. And how's it different?
How's
it different than like a place that you know of? Like, how do you know you haven't been there?
Well, I don't recognise it. I mean, right now I recognise it as, and you get this familiar feeling when you dream about it, but you know you've never been there.
Yeah.
And did you ever have that thing then when you're dreaming and you know you're dreaming, and you say, right, I'm going to wake up now, and then sometimes you do wake up. You're able to wake yourself up and say, okay, I'm going to wake up now.
I'd wake up.
I used to be able to do that regularly.
Really?
Yeah, and then one time I was like, okay, this is a dream, now the dream is going to end. But then it was like the end of a movie, all these credits started rolling up.
Yeah.
And I didn't wake up.
Oh, did you?
I was kind of freaked out, and then I woke up.
It's mad, yeah. I don't know, like, that is... I think once I become... Well, like you're saying, you know you're dreaming, you tend to wake up anyway. It's like the gig is up.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I remember younger, like, it wasn't until I was older that I started to lucid dream, but like, there was times where like, you'd be having a bit of a nightmare or something, or an unpleasant dream, and then you just think to yourself, I'm just going to have a bazooka now in my hand. And next thing you dream, and then you can take control of the dream, and then the dream would end. You just become somewhat aware, and then you're able to like, stick in your own stuff, but the dream would end. And I remember that time, the last time I had a lucid dream, I remember I was fearful, like, God, I hope I don't wake up now, but this is mad. I can't believe how, like, real, like, how I was actually able to think, no, God, I hope I'm not going to wake up, and I want to tell this person something. In the dream, I wanted to tell this person something, and, like, some of my family were around. It was, like, a fictional thing, but something that I, feelings for or whatever. And then I was just hoping that I wouldn't wake up before they came back, and then I did. But it was such a real...
Have you ever had, like, said lucid dreams that you know you're in a dream, so you go to do something and say, okay, I'm in control, and now I'm going to fly. I'm going to fly.
Yeah.
Right?
And
then you're actually trying to fly, but you can't. You can't get
you
off the
can.
ground. I can't.
I can.
I can't get off the ground.
Yeah.
Right, you're like, okay, I'm flying now, and then you fly, and then you're like that, and then back down again.
Really?
Yeah. I say, come on.
Yeah, no, I would.
I thought I was in charge here, and then
Yeah, I would, but get to a point then I'd wake up because I'm kind of, whatever it is, you're kind of too conscious. It's almost as lucid.
Yeah.
There's like a crossroads. I mean, usually when you become that aware, you wake up, but sometimes you just, for some reason, you're able to kind of sustain. They say if you keep a dream journal and keep writing down your dreams. There's times where I would dream 7 times a night for a month. Keep dreaming.
Yeah.
And you don't actually get a good night's sleep, really. You have these cool dreams. There's always like cool dreams and just loads and loads of dreams, but you're constantly... You would be awake, because I think you generally remember your dreams just before you wake up. So whoever was interrupting my sleep, I was waking up, and that's why I remember all these dreams. But so many dreams. Dreaming.
But do you remember them?
I'd remember them. I'd have to write them down. Like I've kind of forgotten them all now. Yeah. Or sometimes it'd be later on the day and you remember something would happen.
Right. That's the oddity too.
Yeah.
Some triggers and you remember it 2 or 3 minutes. Or did you...
And it was this cool dream you had, that you totally forgot about.
You wake up and you're still half asleep and you're like, geez, I was dreaming there for 2 hours. And then 2 minutes later it's just like, that's gone out of my head altogether now.
Yeah, it just goes, yeah. And something might happen during the day and it might refresh it and you'll remember it. And then you think to yourself, I would have totally forgotten about that. And that cool thing that in the dream. Sometimes you have a really good dream as well and you actually wake up in a good mood because of it. Why is it sometimes when you wake, or during the day, sometimes you might just wouldn't be in the best of form? You have no reason. You're just not quite... Do you ever have that?
So you're just like not, it's like for low energy? Low energy?
Look, maybe it's something like that, nutritional or something, but sometimes it just feels like there's something...
It's this time of year as well. I just wanted to... Is it this last Tuesday or this coming Tuesday? Is like the worst day for work in the year?
That's Tuesday?
Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
Why is that?
Well, I think the Monday there's a novelty. Like you talk about the weekend and, you know, hey, how'd you gone? And
yeah.
I'm going to do so much, and then Tuesday it's like, oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, you still have some of that weekend gusto in you for the Monday, and then it's just Jesus, Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we live our lives that way too. Weekday to weekend.
Oh yeah.
Through the weekdays and next weekend. Such a waste. Yeah, but the whole dream thing, it's just... It's crazy. So much we don't know what there's so many things as well, like between two people or something. It's not just... You know, where we're chatting here, like I'm a believer there's like people, well, this is widely believed, like there's like energy. Just the whole one of the things I said in that thing was subconscious and the conscious.
Yes.
What would be your understanding, or?
Oh yeah, I haven't. I've avoided that rabbit hole, but you get down to the whole thing of, I think it was Carl Jung. Carl Jung, yeah. Yeah, he did a lot of work on.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
And then you have different. I think
he was a big recorder of dreams and stuff.
Yeah, and then there's the collective consciousness. I think there was the Aborigines were supposed to have. It's an urban myth that the Aborigines had a collective consciousness.
Really?
Yeah.
And how? And why did it say that?
That's just I just heard it, and then maybe I should Google it there now. But
see what you're doing there now. You know, as you were talking, you were doing this with your hands.
Yeah.
Doing all this. You do so much, and everyone does.
Should.
It's just subconsciously. Everything you do.
Oh, well, that's it. But subconscious, but even the hypnotists and all that, they'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, X% of it is subconscious. The automation that the day-to-day stuff it's all driven by your subconscious.
But everything in your body is so like your internal organs and everything that's working. It's all working there without you actually being conscious of it.
Yes.
You're doing all these things that you are not even conscious of. If you think about even your breathing, everything you're doing, bar the kind of the bare grasp you have of what's coming out of your mouth, it's a lot of it is just totally subconscious. So basically, like, you are actually more subconscious than you are conscious. All of what's happening in you is nearly happening subconsciously. You know, you're barely even if you try to just kind of start thinking about it, you can't even skim the surface. You know?
Yeah.
You do something. I could throw a ball at you. You turn, you catch it. You're not actually.
That's muscle. Is that muscle memory? Is that training and muscle memory?
Yeah, but what is that? Is that not just training your body to act subconsciously in an efficient or kind of skillful manner? Like, but like you don't turn and go, ball coming, must lift left hand, catch ball before it hits face. It's in you. It's the whole subconscious.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but you're not
at
thinking.
At some point, though.
You're not thinking.
Is there a point in your youth that it does happen like that, and then?
Yeah, there is a point that, like.
I'm trying to Google stuff here, and maybe we could put this up for another night. There's a lot in this.
Well, the whole but if you are to look at it that way, like your subconscious is an ocean, and your conscious is just a little boat sailing on top of it.
Well, then Freud, I have it here now. Freud used the iceberg metaphor, right?
Yeah, it's bigger underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ego, the superego, and the id, and the unconscious, and that kind of stuff. And,
but there's
a lot in it, though.
You don't, like, people. The more you try to learn about yourself, you should come to a conclusion that, like, you really haven't a clue about anything.
But the more questions you ask, the less answers
you.
Why would you? Yeah. Then you might end up going down a rabbit hole about stuff.
You do go down a rabbit hole, but the thing I realise is I can never be sure about anything. which I find kind of comforting. Because even you could have negative thoughts, about death or whatever. But sure, I don't know. So why? What's the point of being so like?
Well, what's the point of dwelling on it? There's a Stoic quote there somewhere.
Oh, there is.
That.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. It's just, I just find it fascinating. I just think I wish society was more in tune with that whole side of things. We're so just work.
But do you think that they are to a degree?
Which?
In tune with that.
Not as I don't.
It's just
we've lost sight of it.
Well, maybe it's just not talked about though, as much. But
yeah, but it's not talked about enough.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like I do.
What do you not think?
Because it causes unease and discomfort, and nobody wants to talk about death and dying in particular.
Yeah.
Right, because it makes people feel uneasy, and it's a dose of reality that people don't want to say on a Friday night when they're out or Saturday night.
True. People aren't ready to have them conversations.
They're not, but they're never really ready.
Yeah, but it's part of growing. I think you have to kind of seek out that enlightenment. Like I would believe in God and stuff, in a God or some kind of greater power, something unexplainable that is doing something in the background. But I just find if you do believe in a religion, and if you really like, for your religion, it actually totally stifles your kind of outward and inward kind of growth in terms of trying to understand things for yourself.
Yeah, but there'd be two schools of thought maybe on that, in that you're talking about a fixed mindset. So you would have a fixed mindset and you believe in something because somebody that you respect, or parents generally has told you that this is the case, and that's a lot of the time why you would maybe no. This is my thought.
Yeah.
That you might have a religious parent and a religious child, because the child is dutiful and respectful.
That's often what happens, isn't it?
Right, yeah, so that they believe what the parents believed, or you even find that some kids will vote the same way as their parents voted.
Yeah.
Right, but so it's maybe my thinking is it's a bit of a fixed mindset, but then equally there is the expression then that those who believe in nothing will believe in anything, right?
Okay.
Right, then maybe if you're not rooted to something, or you don't you're easily persuaded on things, or that but you could counter argue and say, well, you know what, that's just me. I'm open minded and I'm willing to take your point of view and not just cast it aside.
It's very important to be open minded, and it's also very important to be. It's such a hard one. Like, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be open-minded, and you have to be willing to take another person's view on board, and then.
But what happens if you totally dismiss their view? Like, if say in the case of religion, that somebody may only be part of a certain religion based on the fact that they were born into a different country, like.
Oh yeah, that's what happens.
That dictates it. Yet they may be entirely convinced that they're of a chosen.
Yeah, their religion is their religion.
My God beats your God. Top trumps. My God.
Yeah. What would the Christian card get? Would it have a 10 on the
reputation 10, miracles 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my God, top trumps. You have to give me your card there. Thanks, man.
But sure, the whole thing with religion was that not just a form of control anyway? The way it was used and abused in many regards. I'm not saying I'm saying now that's a human thing.
What's that multifaceted?
Humans are that way, and they'll change something that was positive into a form of control and power.
Yeah, multifaceted.
Who seeks out
it wasn't just the one thing though. Maybe it wasn't just for control. That maybe for some people it was, as we said, I said a few minutes ago, that it helped ease those difficult conversations that people don't want to have.
Well, people would have clinged on to it as well because they need something. Imagine not knowing. Imagine being of a time where you were born and you had no understanding about religion, or let's say paganistic, or no understanding. Like, how would you even view life? What would you think this is?
But then you're relying on people who've.
Yeah, then a person comes along and says there's a God and this. Imagine how strongly you'd cling on to that, especially in a certain time, in like like hundreds of years ago, you would have needed stuff like that. I think we've just gotten to a point now where we're able to think about these things and kind of figure out for ourselves. I just think it's crazy, the whole thing with Christianity, why a God would ask the people to believe in him. You know, that's the big thing. You must believe in me to go to heaven and stuff. I think if a God was to exist, like, surely he'd want us to seek out our own understanding and grow that way. Why would you create something where it's like, I'm going to create you, but you have to constantly praise me now and give me this, as if God has such an ego that he needs to be constantly kind of reassured and stuff. Would you not think that was just a method for... I think there might have been a religion there might have been something, but the way it's been turned into how it's been controlled now, and how they've kept it alive, was say, okay, you need to keep praising his name, almost as a way to get it out there. It's almost like the modern day sharing of, you know, a post. Please share this post, get more likes. Keep just driving on the thing about God. We can build churches and stuff. I just find this... there's so much we don't know. Religion and all this. I think religion definitely has a place, but I think people need to seek out their own. Just dreams, even just dreams and coincidences. I have so many coincidences. People might say it's coincidence what happens, but like, it sometimes just feels like it's more than a coincidence. I have this thing where I'm kind of shouting on now.
Go for it.
I have this thing where
you can edit it. Yeah.
Something will happen to me, right?
Yeah.
And it would have made more sense. Let's say 2 events happen, right? And it would have made more sense if the second event had happened first, rather than the first one. Like one instance, right? I remember, like, now this happens to me a lot, and all the time. Like, I just do things. I don't think much about it. If I feel like doing something, I'll do it. Do you know? Mm-hmm. If I think it's funny or something, like stuff like this, or I'll throw stuff up on Instagram. Just if I think, you know, I'll just throw it up, whatever. But and then it's not until after, and I wonder, or when I done it, like, I feel a bit differently about it after, and I think, why is that? And then something will happen. Basically, what happened? One of the stories was, this was a small little story. I remember I was just up at the house there, and I just went down the field with the dogs just to take them for a walk in the evening. And I remember I was at just gate down the way, and I was just looking at the sky. It was like beautiful sky, this beautiful sky, all these colours. And I took a video, and I put the video saying about how nice the sky was. And I remember I was just thinking at that time, just kept thinking about colours and stuff. And I was like, just kept thinking about colours, how patterns, and how nature never gets colours wrong. It's always right. No matter if you're looking into a ditch, the colours work. If you got a human paint on a thing, you could find, oh, something's not right there. Whereas in nature, always works no matter what. Nature never, you know, colours it wrong. So I remember just thinking about all this, and then when I came back home, we're in the kitchen with Mum and Jared, and first thing Jared says to me as when I go walk in the door, he had a book of colours for kitchens, and all these paint colours on the thing. And he's like, this is the first time he said anything about colours or anything like this. And I was like, Paddy, help me pick out a colour for this kitchen. And he's going, and I remember thinking,
black. And
I just, like, so what I'm saying is, that in that moment, it made sense to me. It was almost as if Jared had actually, that event had happened first. If Jared had come to me in the kitchen and gone, Paddy, what do you think about these colours? And I would have gone, oh, I don't know. And then gone for a walk. And then it was in my mind to look at the sky and see all the colours. It almost feels like event 2 happens and that happens a lot in me. It's like I'll be thinking about something, I'll do something, and then it'll make more sense later on, like that day or something, and it's more than a coincidence. Or I'll think about something and then it just happens straight away. Someone will say something. It's almost, like,
but yeah,
you know the way you kind of fall into reality, or I don't know what that is.
Do you think that happens to everyone around the world? Like?
I think people have to be... Yeah, I do. I think if you're a bit more aware to it. I think we haven't been...
Aware to it, or think of it? It's kind of... Say there's stuff like law of attraction, like... That kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a big lot... Obviously, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube about this kind of thing, and... that you have to believe in it for it to happen to you.
Yeah.
But is that not kind of like a chicken and egg kind of thing, that if you don't believe it... you know, if you think it's happening to you, then you'll see, or
you'll
or
act
if you
according.
if you kind of want it to be happening to you, then you start seeing signs that it is happening to you.
But
But
what?
is it the fact that you're just conscious of it and looking for it, and then
But you don't know what that's doing. Like, so we're saying about subconscious.
Yeah.
You don't know what's that doing to the bigger side of you that you don't even know about. Maybe if you truly believe in something, like, are you more of a passenger than you think?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Whatever.
It could be like it would. Yeah.
Your whole genetics, like, you're Cathal Murphy, like, you would share characteristics, like, with your great grandparents and stuff that's been passed down. Imagine, like, for me and you to be here, there's like, we've come through millions of years of evolution, and like, what is the residual? What is the residual?
Physical characteristics, yeah. But you think they believe, say, you have the argument about nature versus nurture, and like
you're a product of your environment too.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You are that, but there's like I didn't know any of my grandparents, like.
Yeah, but for all you know, your grandfather could have had a habit of like scratching like that or whatever, and then somebody who would have known you and known said, "You're just like your grandfather. He used to always say the same thing. You never met him, never seen him."
Yeah. And I do hear stuff about my grandparents, and it's like, God, you know, I do that. And it'd be something that's.
But is there something that everyone does anyway? Do you know? And there's somebody. That's my point. That you kind of, if you want to see it, you see it. Maybe it's something that's universal. Anyway.
That's true as well. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it is. It's such a complex question, because you know you can give reasons for why and still not answer the question, because there's many reasons, many kind of unknown. I just do think there's a huge area of things there. We're kind of getting into an AI kind of generation before we've even understood the biological side of us and stuff. We have no clue. Like the whole placebo thing with drugs and stuff, how you can cure yourself with a placebo.
Do you think the two can go hand in hand? Do you think AI can never provide answers?
Maybe,
is that a thing then? Even back to religion,
double-edged sword.
There's so many questions you can ask that you'll never be able to get an answer for. And then, is there a point in your life that you kind of go like, why even bother asking the questions? Because I'm never going to get the answers. And maybe that's what is almost an equalizer, in that you might have the likes of Stephen Hawking, or you might have someone who's just not that bright, say, and they'll never get the answers that they want. They'll never know everything or understand everything.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what makes everyone equal.
Oh yeah. That they never know. Yeah, but some people.
There's nobody in the world that says, you know, I get it. I get why we're here.
Some people do, Cathal.
They think they do. They think they do.
Some physicists. Do you hear the whole thing about, like, you know, the string theory is the main field of study behind, you know, how the Big Bang and all this.
Sure.
Now there's the James Webb Telescope, right? So I think the universe was believed to have been like 4.5 billion years old or something, right?
13.1 or something like that.
Whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Now with the James Webb Telescope, they found galaxies that are before that time. Is that totally what's going on? So these galaxies were formed before the Big Bang. Like these guys were meant to have come out of the Big Bang.
Sure,
but these people would have been so. They would have been so like this. We know that's what happened.
Yeah.
How does the Big Bang even happen? You said nothing created everything. So there was nothing. Then there's Big Bang. What created the Big Bang? Like, what are you talking about? And they'd be so dismissive of religion then. But the religion is just as believable as the Big Bang theory. To think that we actually know how the universe formed, and we can barely, we haven't even figured out COVID yet. Like get real.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Just the arrogance of some people.
But that's good because they know fractionally more than someone else.
Fractionally, they're fractionally more educated.
Or they understand something a little bit easier than someone else. But
yeah, basically what they understand is the bare skim of the surface of what they're studying. And that's all they know more than you do in the grand scheme of things. It's just that whole arrogance some people have is just, that's why it would frustrate me. And like you're saying...
That's not though, but is it frustrating that you don't know it and understand it? Do you not find that part of it frustrating?
I don't know and understand what life is.
Yeah, that you don't know, you don't have all the answers that you want to have.
I'm not frustrated by it. I'm like, as long as I keep kind of
trying
to understand and figure out.
Do you think these people are happy with their answers? So say
He did need a comfort tube.
Stephen Hawking, he couldn't have been happy given that he knew everything, because otherwise he wouldn't have felt the need to go to Epstein Island. Right?
Yeah. He wasn't satisfied. Maybe he didn't think he knew everything.
Do you think some of these people would kind of go, do you know what, like, I'm after making my name on this here, and I'm after getting this Nobel Prize, but I know it's just like both sides of the equation. They don't add up, like. But do you know what? Nobody else is going to know, like.
There's a bit of that too. You don't, like, some people that get into power, there's a certain type of person that craves power. They're generally not a person.
But they're sociopaths, generally.
Sociopaths, or, you know, narcissists or whatever. You know, and so then if they come out with something, do you think their interest is going to lie in, like, being honest and upfront and stuff? Maybe, you know, some of these people walk down a certain path and, yeah, they figure out that maybe they don't know everything, but they're going to stay going a long way because their ego's involved.
Kind
the
of
whole ego
Emperor's
thing.
New Clothes. Everyone's like, yeah, this is it. That's the way it is. And then eventually someone will kind of go, this is just a bag of shit.
Yeah. You have to. It really amazes me as well when science and stuff say how they figure something out. But yet, if you look through anywhere in history, all the times where we thought we figured something out, we were wrong, and you know, further information proved that. Like the whole thing about dating, they used to believe the world was like a couple of million years old. How they used to, like.
Yeah.
Geology was the biggest area in science in, like, the 1800s or something. You know, that was just a huge area, and people trying to figure out the age of the universe, and all these times about where people thought they've really figured it out.
So maybe that's where the artificial intelligence, AI, will come in and be able to comprehend and return data as it comes in and hypothesize better than humans, right?
Maybe it can, but maybe it will go off in an area of understanding that's so beyond our understanding that we can't even see the errors in its interpretation. Do you know, like, because it's so far, it's just beyond us. Like, do you just get to a point where you have to just?
But yes, isn't that it? Maybe it's just not worth it. Like, thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't think people really think about. I do think about death sometimes. Sometimes it can get heavy. Like when you actually try and think about like never ever being again for eternity. If you actually kind of sit down there and actually think about that, it's a heavy thought. But then I just get to a point where, like, so I haven't got a clue. I don't know what this is. I literally haven't got a clue about anything.
Yeah. Well, you can equate it to, like, where were you 60 years ago?
Where was I for all that?
Where were you 60 years ago?
Yeah.
Look, and then I think people are more concerned with the fact that they'll be somewhere where they're isolated and in pain. But if you were thinking about it before, like, where were you when you were 60? It's like, do you remember it? And do you remember being in pain? And do you remember being isolated? And do you remember being alone? Yeah. Well, maybe that's just the same way that it is afterwards. Like, you just.
Such a strange time to be alive. Imagine through all of history to be alive right now, through what we're experiencing. Isn't it crazy? Do you ever think about, like, imagine being alive a couple hundred years ago in a mud hole with a toothache, stuff like that. You're sick. You ever have a bad toothache?
Damn this mud.
Do you have a bad toothache? I had toothaches where, like, literally, I could not even think. Like, just the pain was just excruciating, like an absence or something. And then you just think about, well, what the hell did they do? How grim was it for them? We're in this, like,
castaway. Just like again, get a big jagged stone.
Yeah.
And
but whatever ailment you had, like, how, like, for us to live in this time, it's so weird to even think about. Why are we, or you and I, conscious now? Like, how, like, it's kind of like winning the lottery in a way, in many regards. Just with what's going on, the whole digital age and of electricity and.
But then you
get
different generations. Obviously not back during the war. Different generations would say that their era was better. Maybe it's the people they knew. It's sentiment.
Rose tinted glasses, isn't it? Looking back on it.
You always do get older. People kind of goes back in my day.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Modern. We were talking about the last 100 years, but I doubt people in the 1920s were going, "Jeez, you know, if just the parents in the 1820s were."
No, but the worst ones would be the dark ages, like where you're lucky to hit 13, and by the age of 11 you were lucky maybe you'd have to eat one of your children to get through a winter, or do you know, and you'd have five or six kids, and you'd marry the girl and your first cousin in the village up the road, or
Yeah, tearing her there. Have her for dinner. Who knows what happened? Like, it's just mad. It's such. I just wish it was more of a discussion. We're just so in the rat race. The whole celebrity culture and Hollywood and how we kind of idolise these people who have literally. They've nothing to them. Like, they've won the law. They can act or they can sing. Why would you, like. Why would you worship them? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it about their character that's so good? They're just good. They've been gifted in a way. They're lucky to be that way.
That's a fame thing, though. Do you think?
But it's like society. People... Why are we so like? Why not think about these other things about life and?
Sure. But we can, But people are uncomfortable talking about these things. They're uncomfortable thinking about these things. So they're welcome, maybe maybe necessary distractions, or else a lot of people would be just not be able to function.
It's true, yeah. That's the whole thing with aliens. Said if aliens were a thing and it was ever to come out, imagine what that would do to religion.
Imagine what it would do to the basics of, like, well, supply chains and stuff like that. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to work today.
Yeah.
This is just shit. Like.
Yeah. That's one area.
I'm watching sit home and watch TV and then the cameraman is like, I'm not going to work today. And,
yeah.
Or.
Of aliens come out and say, we manufactured G from monkeys, 100,000 years ago.
Have a look at this petri dish. That's you.
Yeah, that's you. We actually made G. What would that do to the whole understanding? Like, how would you even deal with that? It's so mad. The whole thing. It's just. I enjoy thinking about it too.
You do, yeah, you do. One does, yeah. I do. I fixated on it for a long time, but
yeah.
But you spiral thinking about too much.
You do. But what else are you going to think about?
Yeah, but there are podcasts and all this kind of stuff. There are not just.
Yeah.
I'm not just. This is probably mostly edited out of it because I guessing right because it's down rabbit hole. Right? But there are podcasts that kind of really focus on these kind of things, but they are tough conversations. Like, to your point, and again, this is I would edit this part of it out. But if you ever get really bad hangovers and stuff, and you're sitting in bed and you're on your own, and you're just like, it's like you're more aware and perceptive of the real reality than you are when you're kind of docile and.
You're more doom and gloom, aren't you, though?
You're very much doom and gloom, but you do start fixating on, like, what happens if and when, like, when I'm sitting lying on my own deathbed, and I could be here on my own, and like, and then like, I will wake up one day and it'll be my last day. Mm-hmm. Or the people you care about, it'll be their last day. So, geez, you really go down and fucking spiral on it. You can get quite. So I think that's why people. Avoid those kind of conversations. Yeah,
but you should come to the conclusion then as well that if you think about all these things, you're never right anyway. Whenever you think about, it's almost like action speaks louder.
Yeah, but I do have it again. If you don't mind editing this out, but okay. I do have a theory. Not to say a theory as such, but it's kind of the only thing that would make me religious is the fact that, and it's kind of an anti-religious thing that. You'll never get the answers. Nobody will ever figure out what happens after dying. Nobody.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will, and I don't think anyone should, because that will make them superior or different to everyone else. So I think it is, like, death is the greatest leveler in that you have no idea what happens afterwards.
Yeah. You have no idea what happens.
You never know. No. So the brightest and best and whatever, they'll never know either. And despite the fact that a priest or someone might tell you this, they don't actually know. So nobody knows. So.
Nobody knows, and I think the fear of death is far greater than you think amongst a lot more people.
I fixated on it for years. I went through the fucking thing when I was like 9 or 10 in school.
Really?
Yeah.
Of having
this, and it happens really? At a stage in your life where you become aware of death and mortality. And it happens but I think mine happened a year or two earlier. Like, I got
That's young.
Yeah, I was like 9, I think it was, from watching a horror movie, and then I started asking all these kind of really existential questions.
Would you have gone to mass and stuff?
I would have been quite religious, but I remember being in Josie Power's class and she rang up my parents about it. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, I sent her something alright here, like, and I remember being really fixated.
Was no one that way, no?
No, he didn't. I did. I got really.